Ready, man?
Yep.
Go ahead. Hit it. Yep. All right. Give praise, esteem, and honor to the Most High God. This day, in the name of His Son, Yahweh HaMashiach. John 5:39, and Mark chapter 12, verse 28. Still with me? All right. I can see.
Come sit. That's not how you ask. How you ask you?
John 5:39. And it says, to search the scriptures, for any of you think you have eternal life, and there they which testify of me, and you will not come to me, that you might have life. I receive not honor from men, but I know you, that you have not the love of Elohim in you. And we were just talking about this morning. This is what we've been talking about this whole week. That if you love this man, then your faith will be on point. You know what I'm saying? Because what we were looking at is that instruction in Deuteronomy 6, and we're just going to read it in Mark 12. That instruction is actually an instruction of faith. That is not an instruction to keep no commandments. You know what I'm saying? Because when I mentioned it, and I just heard a brother say this morning, when you actually love this man, he said the exact same thing I told y'all Wednesday. When you love this man, keeping this man commandments is nothing. When we talk about love, if you believe in this man, keeping this man commandments is nothing. Look at Hebrews 11 and 3. 11 and 3. So you was
If I ain't called back. You put it on Facebook. Oh, yeah.
11 and 1 actually. 11 and 1. Just understand where he comes from. He say, now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. He say, for by it the elders obtained a good report. That's how you're going to obtain a good report. See, like I say, right? That's why we sit here telling you that the law is not good news, because the law was not given of faith. You know what I'm saying? The law was an attachment to a covenant or an agreement that he was making with you. He didn't give you that by faith. That man law has been from the beginning. That man say move, you move. He say stop, you stop. You know what I'm saying? He told the stars, don't go past your bound. He tell the waters, stop, and they stop. You know what I'm saying? That's not no promise. But what he looked and told Abraham, go to get Genesis 15:1. Look what he told Abraham. When you look at Abraham, he got a good report by what? You don't hear this man talking about he got a good report by keeping no law. When you read about Isaac and Jacob, what report did they get? It was before they believed. When you look at Noah and say he was a perfect man in the generation, what would make him complete? The law is what made him complete. What would make this man go build the ark and he don't see no rain coming? You know what I'm saying? But it's the fact that I trust you. That I don't even know why I'm doing it for. You know what I'm saying? I know why I'm doing it for, but I don't know the purpose what you're going to execute. Just go handle this. Genesis 15.
Genesis chapter 15, verse 1. After these things, the word of Yahuwah came unto Abram in a vision, saying, fear not, Abram, I am thy shield and thy exceedingly great
You
reward.
see, the first thing he told him is, I am your shield and your reward. You know what I'm saying? He didn't tell you that the law was your protection and your reward. He said, I am your shield and your reward. You know what I'm saying? That's why, hold that right there just for a moment. Now look over here in Revelation 22 and look what the map. It's about 22 and 12. But I'll read 11 though. Matter of fact, I'll just read 9 and 10. Revelation 22 and 10. And he saith unto me, seal not the sayings of the prophecy of this book, for the time is at hand. He that is unjust, let him be unjust still. He which is filthy, let him be filthy still. He that is righteous, let him be righteous still. He that is kadosh, let him be kadosh still. And behold, I come quickly, and my reward is with me, to give every man according as his work shall be. He just told this man, fear not. Now, I just sat back and told you one of the first people who going in the lake is the fearful and unbelieving. And what's the first thing that the Apostle John told you? Well, not the first thing. In his epistle letter in that 4th chapter, he said, perfect love cast out fear, because fear have torment. This ain't got nothing to do with no law. You had keeping commandments don't show no perfect love. We looked at that with Amaziah. He said he did that which was right before y'all, but his heart wasn't perfect. So that's showing you that doesn't mean you love him because you're doing that. You know what I'm saying? That's how I was telling her this morning. And I told y'all before. If your motivation is just that I don't want to go to hell, then the love and the trust and the hope in that man is not going to develop in your heart. Because you're just more motivated on, I don't want to go to jail. You know what I'm saying? That heart of faith is not going to develop. And when that word hit your ear, you supposed to say, oh yeah, that's good. I'm down with that. I can ride with that. I can see that. That thing that I read y'all out that book last night when he said a person's character, that you trust somebody based on their character. It ain't necessarily what they said. It ain't necessarily what they do. It's because you know their character. So you know their character, it's not nothing for you to trust them and to go behind them. You know what I'm saying? So if you know who his character, it's nothing for you to ride with him. So therefore, when he say, I need you to do this right here and this right here, all right, that's a bet. You ain't asking for nothing. You know what I'm saying? You ain't asking for nothing difficult. That's where that good report come in at. You know what I'm saying? That good report don't come in at because you kept a Sabbath day. You kept a Sabbath day, but you hate me in your heart though.
It's not joyous.
You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of people that they do that, they feel like, I just got to do it so I don't go to hell. So their faith ain't there. So when he put you in a situation, it's like this here, right? You get in that situation with Hananiah and Mishael and them three was involved in, where it's going to come down to your life, that's where your faith get tested at. Because you know you ain't supposed to worship an idol, and it's real easy for you to say you're not going to do it till somebody say, if you worship this idol, they're going to blow your brains out. And then you be like, shoot, nigga, I'm very careful to answer you in this matter. And who was able to say it, but if not, I still ain't doing it. You know what I'm saying, though? But that's where that faith come in at, because these men look at me in the face, I'm going to toss you in this furnace and burn you alive, and they like, check this out, right? Because I got to be real smooth and careful how I answer this here when I tell you something.
Soft answer, turn away.
You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm tell you something now. I ain't doing it. And if he save me, all right. If he don't, all right. But I still ain't doing it. Now, you do what you do. Do you know what I'm saying? You do what you do. You know what I'm talking about? Everybody don't have that attitude where you can look somebody in the face and be like, whether he saved me or whether he don't, I ain't doing it. You know what I'm saying? See, if you just going by the law in itself, you're not going to do that. You know what I'm talking about? Because you're going to be like, shoot, boy. What you said you were going to do?
Make sure I get a good understanding.
You say you're going to, come on, man. The faith in Yahuwah was called Daniel after a written document was written to say, well, I'm still finna pray 3 times a day, irregardless what you think talking about. With the door open, not closed.
You can see me.
Windows open so you can see me now. You say, is it clear enough for me? Can you picture me? You know what I'm talking about? And make sure you see my face. Make sure you know it's me.
What?
You know what I'm talking about? And you even sat back and seen that the king of Medes and Persia at the time, Darius was like this to the point where he's like, check this out, man. I don't even want to do this to you. But I know your Elohim this age. That's what that man told him. He had more faith in like, oh, I know you do. And what he was doing when he ran that to him that night after the fact, he said, wait, Daniel, what did your God come through for you? He said, oh, you know he did. You know what I'm saying? And Daniel looked at it and said, well, some mean lions in there. You're going to have to do what you do. You're going to have to do what you do. That's where your faith get tested at. And I saw everybody take faith and get tested to that extreme. You know what I'm saying? Because that's an extreme case. You know what I'm talking about? Your life. But if you can't even pass a small taste, boy, you know you ain't gonna live your life. Read that 15:1 again.
You know that wasn't the first.
You don't think Daniel them got a good? You think Daniel got a good report because he was praying 3 times a day, or that he stood on that faith in this man that I lay my life down? Now they getting no good report. Think, oh, I know y'all looking on me. I ain't no fork on my fork. Get your stupid butt up out of here, nigga. Don't take no discipline not to eat no swine, nigga. You just don't eat it. You know what I'm saying? Now the discipline coming at it if it's something that you really like. You know what I'm saying? Then that's where that love of Mashiach is, like you said, I'll get 2 Corinthians. Go ahead.
Genesis 15, chapter 15, verse 1. After these things, the word of Yahuwah came to Abram in a vision, saying, fear not, Abram, I am thy shield and thy exceedingly great reward. And Abram said unto Yahuwah Elohim, what wilt thou give me, seeing I go childless? And the steward of my house is Eleazar of Damascus. And Abram said, behold, to me thou hast given no seed, and lo, one born in my house is my heir. And behold, the word of Yahuwah came unto him, saying, this shall not be thine heir, but that he shall come forth out of thy own bowels.
Out of what?
Out of thy own bowels.
I'll just keep that in mind when we go to talking about your heir coming out your own bowels.
Shall be thine heir. And he brought him forth abroad and said, look now toward Shamayim and tell the stars, if thou be able to number them. And he said unto him, so shall thy seed be. And he believed Yahuwah, and he accounted it him for righteousness.
See that? That's how he got that good report. He had done did this once already. Dip. from all amongst your people, and I make you a father of many nations. He made a promise to him. You know what I'm saying? You just sit back and realize, he said the just shall live by their faith, right? Go to Acts chapter 10, man. It's probably about verse 42. So we'll sit back and look at something, right? We read last night in Romans chapter 2, he said the Gentiles who have no law will perish without the law. You know what I'm saying? We read in Psalm 147, he ain't give no, so they ain't heard no law, so they don't know no law. So if we gonna sit back and say these people can get the word and be saved, then what's gonna say because they ain't got no law? So that ain't the good news. You know what I'm saying? Because they ain't never heard that. I'll get Acts 13 behind it. Go ahead, though. Acts 10 and 42.
And he commanded us to preach unto the people and to testify that is he which is ordained of Elohim to be the judge and of quick and okay, I'm sorry. Ordained of Elohim to be judge of the quick and dead. To him give all the prophets witness that through his name whoever believes in him shall receive remission of sins.
So you see what that is? He said the prophets bear witness that through him the promise of forgiveness of sins come through him. We talked about that in Isaiah 53, where he says the knowledge of my righteous servant are justified men. That's why niggas treat me out when they say Isaiah 53 is about the children of Yasharal. What promise, how does the knowledge of who the children of Yasharal going to justify anybody? That don't even make common sense. Go ahead.
44. While yet spake these words, the Ruach HaKodesh fell on them all that heard the word.
Fell on them that heard the word.
And there the circumcision which believed were astonished.
They were astonished.
As many as came with Peter, because that on the Gentiles also was poured out the gift of the Ruach.
Now how did they get that gift? They didn't know no law. And who did they believe on? So that means when he was preaching to them, they were preaching to this man death and resurrection and the work of salvation that was through that. That was good. They heard that. They were like, shoot, I can dig that. You know what I'm saying? We didn't went through that before. Your ancestors were saved by no law. They didn't get no good news from no law. He said, check this out. I'm finna work these wonders, right? And the last one I'm gonna do, I'm gonna murder all their children. And I'm gonna take you up out of here. And they were like, bet. Because you had to believe to go out there and put that blood on that doorpost. You know what I'm saying? Because if you didn't believe it, you were going to die. You know what I'm saying? So see, that's the difference between, see, that ain't no law. You saying, shoot, is he going to do it or is he not going to do it? You know what I'm talking about? But you know in the book of Samuel, you say the strength of Yasharal is not a man that he should lie, nor the son of a man that he should repent. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to turn from what I said. The only time this man repents is if he say, I'm going to murder you if you don't change your ways, and then you change them, and then he say, you know what? I repent or I turn from the evil that I said I was going to do to you, that you might know that there's mercy and forgiveness with him that you might fear. When we talk about fear and respect and reverence him, you know what I'm saying? You're going to give him that respect that he do. See, he don't want you walking around here fearful to the point where you paralyzed and you can't do nothing. You know what I'm saying? He told Solomon that he wants you to serve him with a willing heart and a ready mind. So if you do that with a willing heart and a ready mind, it's because you trust and believe in him. You're not doing it as a mechanical. I just, like I said, I was talking to my man about this last night. I tell y'all the same thing. You don't walk in the door and tell your kids, you better run up to me and say daddy's home and jump up and down. You want them to do that on their own. You know what I'm saying? You want them to have that love and desire for you on their own. But it's people that do that to a certain extent. Maybe not in that fashion, but they done told them this is how I want you how to react and move. That's why they can do their wives. Like I just told y'all that last night. That's why they can do their wives like that. You know what I'm saying? If you have to force someone to love you, then that's not genuine and authentic. You know what I'm saying? I told you before, man, it's not, you don't have to force a woman to follow you. If you's a man, just do it on her own. She'll want to do it. She'll desire to do it. She's not, the same difference is ain't no man, you can't force no woman to be no woman. You gonna make her be a woman. If she gonna be a woman, she gonna be one. You know what I'm saying? They go both ways, you know what I'm saying? He don't want nobody to feel like they have to, you gotta love me like this. You gotta love me like this. He doesn't make you do it. You know what I'm talking about? He doesn't make you do it. He doesn't want no man. I'm serving you because you say make. He doesn't do that. You on your own. A lot of people feel like, and the reason why people like that is how people come at people with the word, like you hit people across the head with, it don't work like that. I done told her this one, I told you that before, man. I be in the street, I don't say nothing. You know what I'm talking about? Police pulled me over the other day, but they ain't even know what type of time I'm on, man. I ain't gonna be like this here. So, Like a dude told me he got pulled over, went to jail for some weed in his pocket. Come on, I preached the word to the police officer. That's a fine time to drop the word on him when he caught you with a fat sack of weed in your pocket. Do you know what I'm saying? He said, man, he knew he was a Hebrew too. You felt like you did something. You was an idiot. I'm going to preach no word to the police officer just on the strength. Just throw that out there at it. And there wasn't no opportunity for us to have that conversation.
You just caught you a case.
Yeah, you just caught you a case talking about, you know we the children of Israel. We supposed to keep these laws, statutes, and commandments. Nigga, what you smoking weed for then? That's just the law of the land. Well, I know it. I'm finna law your butt downtown. Nigga. And you got a fresh, and the nigga say, I got 2 open cases for weed. This shows that ain't no sign of you nigga put that weed down.
What say? Watch it.
You know what I'm saying? Watch it. His hands come too tight. After the first case, maybe you like this here, they persecuted me. The third one, y'all trying to tell you something. Put that weed down, boy. Put that weed down, nigga.
One time.
You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. You want to steady being here with a whole bunch of niggas hanging and swinging? I'm good on that. I ain't trying to. Well, I'm not trying to shower with no grown men again, boy. Niggas standing next to you like this here, you wonder like this, you trying to do you like this while you shower. Okay, them niggas do it though.
Niggas like that at the urinal.
Nigga trying to check you out. Nigga at the urinal like this here. Niggas like this here. You standing here. Why you even talking to me while we urinate for
That's a
what?
very uncomfortable.
And then on top of this one here though, this is what niggas do, right? Got these urinals. I'm at this one. You can use this one, but instead you come over right there. Look at this here. So how you doing today? So how when you talk to a man and look down to him and talk to him?
I feel like if you're not already
Listen at that wall. That's the wall.
Hey, say you bless him.
walking into the restroom, there's no reason to spark one up. Why you get in
Man,
there?
I don't want to talk to you while we here and there.
That's what I'm saying.
I just said, they be a pretty nigga talk to a nigga while they defecate. I don't want to talk to you, nigga. Holla at me later, nigga. Wait till I come from out, I don't want to talk to no man while their genitals are exposed.
So you never played football out in the locker room?
No, I ain't never played no
You're taking
football.
it
I
out.
never
That's
played
taking it
football. Never. I've never been in a room with butt naked men until I went to prison. Y'all laughing. They would listen to what I'm telling you is they'll bring you in a room and strip search you and have 60 men in a circle standing there butt naked.
This happens every day.
Nigga ain't on that.
What verse again?
You know what I'm talking about? We're on the verse where you don't want to sit around with butt naked men all day.
You don't want to be by them bending my hand.
But what I'm talking about is this nigga smoking weed, trying to drop the word on
Or trying to catch it, talk about it.
you know what I'm saying? I could be in the street and I ain't gonna say nothing to nobody. You know what I'm saying? I hear people talk about the word all the time. I walk right on by. Cause I was telling this morning, niggas think I drop the word everywhere I go. So for real, I just say everywhere I go. Thus saith Yahuwah. You read John 6:16? What? Let me tell you about it. Shoot, walk right on past you. I ain't got nothing to talk about, nothing to say. If you don't ask, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say nothing. You ain't gonna know I know the word, seeing me in public. You think somebody gonna know?
Get out of the trash.
I ain't gonna say nothing either. And I appreciate it if you don't tell nobody. You know what I'm saying? Real, don't tell nobody. Like I said, don't tell nobody. I don't want to talk to them. Because I know they ain't gonna try to hear, because they gonna look at me, oh, he don't know no word. Oh, this nigga. I appreciate it too, because I ain't want to talk to you neither, nigga. You know what I'm saying? All I came in here for was a sandwich.
Win-win situation.
Straight up, I came in here for a sandwich. I ain't coming here to talk to you. What I got, Acts 13, verse 42?
Acts 13, verse 46.
Acts 13, you in Acts 10, sir.
Acts 13, verse 42.
Now before you read this, right, y'all can go back and look at it. When you see Paul preaching, he preaching Mashiach. Like look at it, right? I'm sitting there looking at it, he done quoted Psalm chapter 2, Psalm 16. That's what he was doing. He ain't getting people no law in their synagogue. Go ahead.
Acts chapter 13, verse 42. And when the Jews were going out of the synagogues, the Gentiles besought that the words might be preached to them next on the Sabbath. Now when the congregation was broken up, many of the Jews and religious proselytes followed Paul and Barnabas.
Y'all know what a proselyte is?
Gentile.
That's a convert. A convert. Huh? What's a convert?
Yeah, what's that?
A conversion. Somebody who's been converted.
They was on something else.
They was on one thing.
Rahab is an example of a convert.
Basically like a Muslim coming in. So who was a proselyte?
Gentile, not yet.
Because he told you in Matthew 23 that the scribes and Pharisees compass sea and land and make one proselyte, and when he's made twofold more a child of hell than he is. You know what I'm saying? And you got a lot of brews that do that. And you don't even got to sit back and necessarily look at him as being a Gentile. Because if you live in contrary to the word, you're being converted. Remember what Psalms 19 say? He say the law of Yahuwah convert the soul. So if you contrary to the word, he got to convert you. But in the literal sense, that is somebody that is not an Israelite. You know what I'm saying? But then you have to sit back and look at that all of us had to be converted. You got to go from being a natural man to a spiritual man. You got to be converted. You know what I'm saying? That's what he told you in Acts chapter 2, repent and be, or Acts chapter 3, repent and be ye converted. So at the time of refreshing, you can receive your reward. Yeah, Psalms 19:7, when he say the law of Yahuwah convert the soul. But you sit back and look at it, the law don't convert the soul. That's not talking, because the law, if it did, what would he come for? There's no reason. The law don't change it. Because it don't change this, it don't like, I'll show it to you, man. Come here. You all right?
Acts 13:43. Now when the congregation was broken up, many of the Jews and religious proselytes followed Paul and Barnabas, who, speaking to them, persuaded them to continue in the grace of Elohim.
Again, he say continue in what?
The grace of Elohim.
Now let's get this John chapter 1 real fast. Oh, yeah. Let's look at this John chapter. He say continue in that. Y'all also keep in memory that he said your air gonna come up out your bowels. 1 and 14, right? John chapter 1, right? 1 and 14. And the word was made flesh and dwelt among us, and we beheld his esteem. The esteem as of the only begotten of the Father, full of favor and truth. Y'all cannot bear witness of him and cried, saying, this was he of whom I spake. He that come after me is preferred before me, for he was before me. And of his fullness have we all received favor for favor. For the Torah was given by Moses, but favor and truth came by Yahushua HaMashiach. So this man sitting there telling you that, right? When you turn around and you look at it, we went over this before. When you look at law came by Moses, but favor came by Yahushua, you see the similitude of that when Yahushua son of Nun brought them in the land, because the land was of the favor or the gift. There was nothing that your people did to get that land. We just sat back and heard the man make the promise to Abraham about that. You know what I'm saying? So they ain't had nothing to do with that. Yahushua the one gave him the favor. Let me bring you into this place that you did not earn, where you came into this place where there were wells which you did not dig, homes that you did not build, vineyards that you did not plant. You know what I'm saying? And he said, do not think that I give you this land for your righteousness. He said, I do it for the wickedness of these nations and for the promise that I made to your forefathers. He said, y'all were stiff-necked people. So he's showing you the favor there. There's nothing that you can do that you can earn the promise of Elohim. You just have to believe it. Because then if it's something that you can do, then he owes you. You know what I'm saying? That's what dudes be missing. Now you saying this man owes you and that he reckons you a reward based on how this man who created all things, how he owe you. You know what I'm saying? That means you don't actually have a level of humility in your heart because you feel like, shoot, I'm the man. He don't work for, I don't work for him, he worked for me. Because that's what happens. What, you know what he told you, right? The borrower is the servant to the lender. So if you're in debt to somebody, you work for them. So if this man owes you, then you saying he works for you, you don't work for him. That's not good. That's not good at all. Come on. Yeah.
Acts 13, verse 45. But when the Yahudim saw the multitude, they were filled with envy, and spoke against those which were spoken by Paul, contradicting and blaspheming.
Y'all know where that's at in the law, where they be moved by envy? You know this right here in the law. Y'all know where that's at?
Yeah, I shall take a nation in Deuteronomy 32.
That's in Deuteronomy 32. He said, I'll take a people who are no people to move you to jealousy. Because see, they were jealous, and you gotta sit back and look at it. Boy, them people were supposed to be walking in the law, they knew all this law, and them Gentiles ain't hear none of that. See, good 2 Corinthians 3 and about 12. They didn't hear none of that. We still holding Hebrews 11 and Mark chapter 12. They didn't hear none of that. We didn't read verse 47 in Acts 13, but he said, you know, Yahuwah commanded, saying, being a light for the Gentiles and a salvation to the end of the world. He said that when the Gentiles heard it, they were happy. You know what I'm saying? What made them happy? Because they heard the good news of salvation through Yahushua, not from no law, statutes, and commandments. Like I told a brother last night, we're not saying that you don't keep them, but y'all are putting the law above faith. This is why niggas be falling off. You know how many people gonna be in for a shock when they bust that book open and you going to hell? Like I was explaining her this morning because she wasn't aware of that. Y'all know how many resurrections it is, right? It's 2 of them. Now what happens if you get up on the second? You done. You done. Because he said, Baruch is he that have part in the first resurrection, upon whom the second death has no power. You know what I'm saying? So if you get up on the second, that means when that man came here and he called, you didn't answer. So when you didn't answer, he said, because you did evil before my eyesight. So therefore, I had a murder. Because that man, when he saw Lazarus came forth, Lazarus got up. What's that? I heard. He answered. Yes, sir. He answered. What's going on? Shoot, I was sleeping good, man. Shoot, I appreciate you, though.
This may seem a little benign, but one question is, so then, knowing Lazarus has already gotten up, I know this isn't him taking part in the second resurrection, but that means he's going to use the eyes of God again, and then.
But he's showing you the fact of what he was showing you is what the law say and the prophets say about what's going to happen at the resurrection. He literally came and showed you that when I come and he gave a loud shout, and you know how loud this man's shout going to be? Well, if you don't get up off of that, you know you scarred. Because he said he coming back with a shout. And they said this man's voice sounds like many waters. You know what I'm talking about? Y'all done heard them waves crashing, and they're pretty loud. Now imagine that they're coming from him. And you hear all that right there, and you still like this here? You slept through that? Oh man, you scarred. You know what I'm saying? You scarred. You scarred. Ain't no way. You know, ain't too many.
There's 2 trumpets. The first trumpet like a warning trumpet, and then the second trumpet that.
The first trumpet is the alarm.
The alarm.
So that alarm is he coming back to murder. Second trumpet is the gathering up to the congregation to the door. The dead of Mashiach shall rise first. And he say, whether we be wake or sleep, we will not prevent those that are asleep. And if you ain't get up off of that there, you scarred. You scarred. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody gonna tell nobody that. Like the purpose of that second resurrection is pop these books open so y'all can know why you're going. You know what I'm saying? So you can know why you're going. I ain't just gonna send you don't know why now. I'm a good man. I'm gonna sit up on my throne. You can sit there and kill that nigga. Why? You see what he did? Yeah, kill that nigga. Get that nigga out my courtroom. Off with his head. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. It's gonna be that. I mean, that man ain't got no talking. Open up the book. See, his name's not written in here. What has he done? Where's the evidence? Y'all know. Y'all ever seen it? Y'all know the difference between a bench trial and a jury trial, right?
Bench trial, they look at the information. Judge carries trial.
The judge is the one who determines whether you're guilty or innocent. You know what I'm saying? It don't go to no jury of your peers, and then we determine and come back with a unanimous decision saying you're guilty. He sits back. Yahushua gonna sit back on the throne.
It's a bench trial.
Guilty. Late. Out of here. You know what I'm saying? He gonna be like this here. Left hand side, kill him.
Go to your fathers.
You gotta understand something, right? She asked about this morning. Get out Isaiah 66 and 22. Because like I said, a lot of people don't realize that you gonna see them niggas in there. You gonna see them. You literally gonna see them burning, and it says you gonna hate them every time you see them. He ain't gonna be like, oh, my mom in hell, mama, I have you. You gonna be like this, I hate you.
Damn bastard.
Ruthless, wicked bastard, ain't no mother of mine.
I told you. I told you.
And a lot of people, how could you say that? But that because you had that mentality of you with Yahuwah, you're gonna abhor anything that's against him. You're not gonna look at it as that's my mama or my brother or my sister or my dad. You're not gonna look at it that way. You know what I'm saying? You seen what that man said in that parable in Luke? He say, man, send him to my brother's house. He said, boy, they won't hear Moses and the prophet. Boy, they ain't gonna hear nobody come from the dead. Them niggas just start. That's what people think. Somebody pop up from the dead and come telling that. Well, if you ain't gonna hear the word, you ain't gonna hear it. You're not gonna hear it. That's what I was telling y'all before, man. Ain't nothing gonna save nobody but this right here. He said the preaching of Mashiach crucified is salvation to them that believe and foolishness to them that don't. It ain't no dance ministry, it ain't no song, it ain't no miming. You know what I'm saying? Niggas running talking about we miming the word. I'm gonna get saved, nigga doing this. But they do that though.
You was a mama.
It was a mom. Oh man, I just was preaching that. Niggas around here dancing around with little ribbons and whatnot. I wanna get saved on that. I done seen that on television. I seen that on television. The people running around with the ribbons and all that stuff. It's theatrical, very entertaining. But you still going to hell off that because ain't nothing came forth to cause a hard working faith.
That nigga's mine.
They say, did he just mind John 6:63?
Oh my.
Is that what he just did? But people go home and they feel good because all you got was Steve. And I just heard some niggas arguing, right? It had me dying out of it. They was arguing with Sarnetta. You know what I'm saying? But he going off though. And the nigga told the nigga like straight up, the nigga say, bro, you're entertainment. Cause he telling, I got niggas famous. Nobody knows you niggas. And the niggas not on social media in the circles you in, nobody knows you. There's nobody in here who knows who Sarnetta is. Nobody in here know who's Cesare. I don't know who that is.
I still to this day don't know.
You know what I'm saying? You don't know who these people is. And then if we was to go out, like, you know what famous is? I say your name, somebody knows who you are.
You can't go to the store. That's famous.
Who you telling? You making songs like what Eminem made. I can't even go to the store and buy a pair of sneakers without somebody running in my face. Like they seen TJ Yeldon in the barbershop. You can say, oh, that's the nigga play for the That nigga's not famous. Nobody outside of the state of Alabama and Jacksonville, Florida know who this nigga is. Shoot, how them offensive line looking? Not ever. Like the book say Yahusha was famous. They knew who he was. You know what I'm saying? When he walked up. But see, you know how people look at it, you know when they look at it, little fame? I got a little 1,000 views. I got a few thousand likes. I'm famous. Nigga, you trying to be famous and you supposed to be spread. Who gets information to be famous? Sounds like you got a self-esteem problem with me.
But you need some validation.
You know what I'm talking about? You want to be famous? And you supposed to be quote unquote and get information out to black people for the benefit of black people for whatever you drop it. You know, because a lot of people don't drop no word. I heard this man say, I made this nigga famous. I made this nigga famous. Nigga, who you is, nigga? Barry Gordon, nigga? You fuck me, nigga? I made you famous, nigga. It's some people like that. Them niggas on Motown can't say they were famous without this nigga.
David Russell.
You know what I'm saying? Nigga, Puffy made Big famous, nigga.
Don't need me.
But when you look at it though, at the same token though, while we laughing though, a lot of the niggas who stepped away from him, their fame level went completely down. So did you make yourself famous, or did he? Because you got some people that have the ability and skill to make someone famous. You know what I'm saying? It was somebody that made Britney Spears famous. This whole had no talent.
Ray J make him
That's on Disney Channel first.
So hey, Disney made her famous. She had no, you know what fame is? See, fame, you can continue for an extended period of time. Like this nigga LL Cool J is still famous. This nigga been rapping since 85.
I don't care for his music.
You ain't gotta care, you know who he is.
What?
21 years later, this nigga don't rap no more.
He ain't rapping about 15 years.
This nigga has a recurring role on a weekly television show for about 10 years. He got 2 shows. This nigga is the host of Lip Sync Battle. Come on Spike TV, man.
I need love.
You know what I'm saying?
That nigga's all
That's what he is. Okay, you know what famous is? The Rolling Stones still touring. Mick Jagger is 70 years old. He still puts on tight leather pants and sings and dances, and like this here, that's fame.
That's because he got no money.
No, he got money.
That got money, bro.
They got plenty of bread. And they still getting high. And he's still ugly to see it. And the women still love it.
That moves like Jagger.
He can't still dance.
Like this here, let's keep on going. I don't know how he still there. He got something in him. That old nigga gonna sat down a long time. Ugly I'm like too, boy. God.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
But cocaine was, boy, he was ugly for the cocaine. His son going on, cause Keith Richards been using heroin for years. He OD yet.
They get the black people blood transfusion.
I don't know what he doing. Somebody keeping him alive.
We're talking about the trap.
So Isaiah 66 and 23.
And it shall come to pass that from one new moon to another,
From 1 month to another.
and from one Sabbath to another,
From 1 week to another.
shall all flesh come to worship me before me, says Yahuwah.
What did he say after that?
And they shall go forth and look upon the carcasses
Look upon who?
again, the carcasses of the men that transgressed against me. For the worm shall not die, neither shall the fire be quenched, and they shall be an abhorrence to all flesh.
You gonna see him. You know he told you that. You know another place where he told you you'll see him at? He told you that in Ezekiel chapter 20 you'll see him. He said all flesh go to get it for him, 20 and 45. Just so you know. Because y'all know where the lake of fire gonna be at. Y'all remember what it's gonna be at? And Himnon, that's in the land. Ezekiel 20 and 45. Make it 44. So that means you can literally walk past and see them. Because Hinnom was a garbage disposal. That was a landfill. You threw waste out there. Why would he say it's going to be a furnace of fire and weeping and gnashing of teeth if you couldn't hear him or see him? That's why, like this here, they outside the camp. Bring all that stuff in here. Y'all burn out there. But you got to remember, they're not going to burn till when? After the second resurrection. That's when they burn. Go ahead.
We had Ezekiel chapter 20, verse 45. 44.
Yeah, 44.
And ye shall know that I am Yahuwah when I have wrought with you for my name's sake,
When I work with you for my name's sake.
not according to your wicked ways,
Not according to your wicked ways.
nor according to your corrupt doings.
Not according to none of your sins. So look what he telling you now, because that's going back to Hebrews 9. He come without sin under salvation. I ain't coming to work with y'all with that wickedness you doing. Go ahead.
Moreover, the word of Yahuwah came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face towards the south,
Tell us the well.
towards the south, and drop thy word towards the south, and prophesy against the forest of the south field. And say to the forest of the south, hear the word of Yahuwah.
Y'all know what land in the south, right? Himnon is in Yehuda. You know we can go look at Numbers and you can see that, right? Let's look at Numbers so you can see that. I don't want nobody to just think I'm talking. Not Numbers, but the book of Joshua. Is not It ain't that bad, man. I promise you that.
Is the north gonna be called Ephraim?
No. Yeah, Numbers, Joshua chapter 15. Look at verse 1. And it says, and then was the lot of the tribe of the children of Yehudah by their families, even to the border of Edom, the wilderness of Sin, southward, was the uttermost part of the south coast. And their south border was from the shore of the salt sea, from the bay that looked southward. And it went unto the south side under Melcharbim, and passed along the Zin, and ascended up to the south side of Kadesh Barnea, and passed along the Hezron, and went up to Adar, and fetched the carcass to Karkar. Now drop down to verse 7. Just so you can see this is the land of Judah, right? That's why it says that, man. And when the border went up towards Debir from the valley of Achor, and so northward, looking towards Gilgal, that is to go before the going up to Adamim, which is on the south side of the river, and the border passed towards the waters of En Shemish, and the goings out thereof was to Enrogel. And the border went up to the valley of the son of Hinnom on the south side of Jebusite, the same as Jerusalem.
Right outside the city.
And the border went up to the top of the mountain that lie before the valley of Hinnom westward, which is at the end of the valley of the giants northward. That's why you would be able to see them.
Counted them and not seen them.
That's why you would be able to see them. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure because when we read that Isaiah 66, he's referring to Jerusalem. So you just have to understand how would you be able to see these people? Because the valley of Hinnom is outside of Jerusalem to the south part. That's why he's saying prophesy to the south. So you're going to see these people. Like literally see them there, like burning. They like this here. How else would you be able to hear the weeping and gnashing of teeth? Go ahead, man. Finish that.
We had Ezekiel 20 and 47. And say to the forest of the south, hear the word of Yahuwah. Thus said Yahuwah Elohim, behold, I will kindle a fire in thee, and it shall devour every green tree in thee, and every dry tree. The flaming fire shall not be quenched. All the faces from the south to the north shall be burned therein. And all flesh shall see that I, Yahuwah, have kindled it.
Everybody gonna see he did. Revelation 20 and 12. Everybody gonna see he did. And you know why these people gonna catch that? Because they didn't believe. I'll read the Hebrews chapter 3 about that. That's why you're gonna see that, because you didn't believe. Well, that probably ain't even real. You get your Hebrews 3 and about 17 behind this Revelation 20 and 12. Make it 15. Hebrews 3 and 15.
Hey, hush it up.
I'm not gonna pick you up. Just brush your head. Go ahead.
Is it Revelation 20?
And 12.
Revelation 20 and 12. And I saw the dead, small and great, stand before Elohim, and the books were open. And another book was open, which is the book of life. And the dead were judged out of these things that were written in the books according to their works. And the sea gave up the dead which were in it. And death and hell delivered up the dead which were in them. And they were judged, every man according to their works. And the dead and hell were cast into the lake of fire. This is the second death. And whosoever was not found written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire.
You think you're going to be found written in the book of life and you ain't get up on that first resurrection? How is that possible? Hebrews 3 and 15. Hebrews 3 and 15. You see, while it is said today, if you will hear his voice, harden not your hearts as in the provocation. So obviously, if you heard his voice before you hit the grave, you're going to hear his voice while you in it. You know what I'm saying? And again, what he said, right? Who have believed our report? And to whom is the arm of Yahuwah been revealed? Faith come by hearing, and hearing come by the word. He said, as soon as they heard of me, they submitted themselves unto me. So if you believe it, you're going to hear him when he called. Like, what that nigga Sarnetta was going on so hard, he was like, man, they told Buddy, man, suck my penis. He said, matter of fact, you and Jesus can suck my penis.
Oh, wow.
No, he was just basically trying to be, y'all know this, like I said, you dealing with men on men communication, and certain things that you can say to a man that are deemed to be disrespectful because you're looking for a fight or a reaction out of him. If you invite a man up under your clothes, that is said with the intent on disrespect. Like I hear men who cool with each other talk to each other like that. Oh, suck my penis, nigga. I'm like, y'all niggas play like that? You know what I'm saying? We don't play like that. I heard niggas call each other female dogs. I'm like, bruh. When I was up the road, I used to tell the niggas like, bruh, you can't do that. You're like, what you mean? Because you gonna say that to the wrong dude, he gonna knock you out. Because they don't talk, men don't talk to each other like that. That's disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? Calling these F niggas and all that type of stuff, like y'all play like that? That's disrespectful. So when you dealing with a man and he say something like that, then he, okay, because Buddy deal with the name Jesus, that's what he deal with. So and he's saying that he is being disrespectful on purpose. He's not even trying to be homoerotic. I'm trying to be disrespectful. Because what's the most disrespectful thing you can say to a man? Man, put your mouth on my penis. What's more disrespectful than that? You dealing with a man. What's more I'm a man and you're a man and you're going to invite me to your penis. You know what I'm saying? That ain't what's happening. Very disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? Don't play like I wouldn't care how mad you was. I wouldn't care how mad I was with it. No, I ain't finna do that. Because once you say that, you got to be ready to fight. Like dudes say that type of stuff and then they don't be ready to fight. You got to be ready to fight. You hear what you just, I done looked at dude like, bro, you just said that. When that nigga come shooting, boy, you by yourself. Because that's disrespectful. But he was saying that on the attempt of, it's a lot of people that don't believe. Because that's why he said that. He said, I don't believe in your Jesus, nigga. Screw you and your Jesus, and both of y'all can suck my penis. That's what he told him. You know what I'm saying? But you want me to follow a God who you follow, who literally sucks penis. His own. His own. His own. You laughing? I'm serious though. Oh. His own. You know what I'm saying? That's ooh, man. Verse 16. He said, for when they had heard, for some, when they had heard, did provoke. Howbeit not all that came out of Mizraim by Moses, but with whom was he grieved 40 years? Was it not with them that had sinned, whose carcasses fell in the wilderness? And to whom sware he that they should not enter into his rest, but to them that believe not? So we see that they could not enter in because of unbelief. So it wasn't the law that got them from not coming in. It's because they didn't believe. You know what I'm saying? Because they could have been out there, they could probably out there in that wilderness. When you read them getting murdered for breaking the law, the only thing you heard them getting murdered for was that idol worship. Everything else them niggas got murdered for was their unbelief. When they went to go search that land, oh, there's giants in there, we ain't going to be able to take it. They ain't had nothing to do with no law. You know what I'm talking about? When they got, we ain't got no bread, we ain't got no meat, these son of them quail. If you actually go examine it and look, if my not the only thing they got murked for that was contrary to that law was idol worship. You know what I'm talking about? You don't see it, and that nigga picking up sticks on the Sabbath.
No, you're not hiding.
I bet you lying, they can't see me. Yeah, that's what
Best hiding spot in him.
Side trip down like that when she knows she finna get, you gotta go on. Gotta get me out of that. So you won't be able to resist that. Oh man. Come on back to the Hebrew 11.
No, Christian, no hiding. I'm gonna get you.
Your mama's gonna get you. Yeah, you gonna be looking for Spider-Man to throw that web for you.
What's that? Everybody gets one.
Everybody gets one. Hey, he tripped me out with that. Everybody gets one. Oh, he goes for that one. And we sit back and we look at that, right? He say those that didn't enter in because of unbelief. And you look at Caleb and Yahushua son of Nun, they had a good report. Because they believed. You know what I'm saying? That's what you got to sit back and realize is that's what he's looking for. We talk about, well, we ain't talk about it in a while, but in Luke 18, you know what he said? He said, but when the Son of Man returns, will I find faith on the earth? Because that's what he's looking for. When you try to get this man, look at the law. Try.
No, you sit down right here.
That's what he gonna do, he gonna cut your head off.
First your faith.
Because guess what, you know the difference is if you got law and no faith, when that man crack that sky open, you gonna be terrified.
You can't have words without faith.
You don't, absolutely. You're not gonna have one without the other. That faith should produce the works. The works don't produce faith. You know what I'm saying? That's backwards. You know what I'm saying? That's backwards. We don't realize that we moved it. Hebrews teach you that the law produces faith. But we know that's not the case. That's not what the book says. He said the just live by their faith. So you had to keep the faith first to live by it. So you got people living but they ain't got no faith. That's why they turn around and sin later on down the line.
Don't do it, blood bath.
It's done. It's done. He did it to himself.
That's training, man.
He did it to himself. That's the worst one. Everybody in this room know they done caught a whooping in their lifetime, and you did it to yourself.
Oh, all of them.
You know what I'm talking about? I ain't talking about just one like this here. Like you had warnings though. I'm trying to spare you. I want to spare you. I'm gonna have to crack this nigga.
Maybe I should get it.
Like I said, some of y'all done got beat with extracurricular activities.
Racetrack,
Oh yeah, I done caught the racetrack.
track.
Hot wheel track. How many of y'all, some of y'all done caught the extension cord?
Someone's called a plastic snake.
Some of y'all, oh, you done caught the extension cord? Oh yeah, some of y'all done caught that you thought it was over and you was splish splash taking a bath.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Some of you that got woke up out of a nice peaceful sleep.
With the shoe.
All you know the colors back and exposed, and next thing you know,
That's the worst.
it's over.
It's over.
That's worse than the bad.
And you know what the crazy part is?
You got another nigga name on it.
But you know what the crazy part is? While we talking about that, that's how you know the master black, because that's how you gonna catch these people. Thief in the night, you was in the bed sleep, thought it was great.
That's literally it.
You know what I'm talking about? You was in there sleep, dead sleep, boy, grave, boy, Pop ain't gonna do nothing. Wow.
Colors get pulled back, that sky get rolled up.
They run around, oh no, they gonna run down,
You
nigga.
running, you laying down. You
They gonna
already
be no
know.
daddy, please. They gonna, I don't want to hear nothing.
You can't even know. You can't resist. Cause the first two hits, you not up yet, you know?
It's too late now, boy, you gone. No, daddy, no. Come on, man.
That's a thief in the night, for real.
That's straight up, that's how you know he black. White people don't beat their children like that. They're trying to say it real good and then I'm gonna go there and get it.
That's some real nigga type stuff.
You gotta be quiet on that.
Nigga like this here, whoop that nigga. Go to sleep, son. I wonder if she
You go to sleep and wake up. I wonder if
She don't know they ain't called. She like, and your mama said, look, that nigga thought them people, they called me too. Make sure I get that nigga by the left.
You get a good rest. You ain't went to work.
Yeah.
You ain't nothing. You know, that's the first
And
order.
your mama like this here. Daddy walk around the house like this here, like, yeah, son. They was all right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were cool. You showed them cool. Yeah. Go in outside and play, man. Go in. You know what time to come home. You came in there. I made your favorite tonight. Great. We ain't in no trouble. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and bathe. All right, I love y'all. I'm finna go to bed. I know you finna go to bed. I'm gonna see you about an hour. Can't wait when you get in there good and slobbing. Whoa, whoa. Ah! Wait, wait, hold on. I don't know who I is.
That one's not working.
Like they said, now you call it like that. Don't cut it. Jesus can't save you from this whooping, boy. I told you about having them people call my house. I got to have it. Because everybody, when he thought, oh, they ain't called the school, they ain't called. They called. I gave them the wrong number. You tried to get home and erase the message. They called him at work. What? You know how you come on, let me finish
Myself. I break that like
He said, now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. For by it the elders obtained a good report. Through faith we understand that the worlds were framed by the word of Elohim, so that the things which are seen were not made of things which do appear. By faith Abel offered unto Elohim a more excellent sacrifice than Cain, by which he obtained witness that he was righteous. Elohim testifying of his gifts, by it he being dead yet speak. So you sit back and look at the offering that Abel brought, ain't had nothing to do with no law. It was his faith in Elohim he brought that to him. Because a lot of people don't believe in Elohim, don't bring him nothing. You know what I'm saying? You can see that Cain had no faith. That's why he said your desire be to see, because you don't believe in me. Because you can't brought me that raggedy junk right there. Nigga, don't bring that junk around here.
You brought me the phone.
You know what I'm talking about? Like, what am I gonna do with that? But we looking at it is don't sit back and look at it on the natural, because it say Cain was a tiller of the ground. So what he brought him was bad fruits. It say Abel was a keeper of sheep. You know what I'm saying? He watched the flock. He did what the master did. He brought him his body. He brought him the best. Take this right here. This is what I'm gonna bring you. Cain sat back and brought him. I'm gonna bring you some law. Take this.
I know exactly what he brought him. He brought him the old, I want to keep the plant looking nice. I'm going to bring him a pull-off. Old farmer's food. Whole.
So we have to sit back and look at it. What are we coming to offer this man? Because if you offer yourself as a living sacrifice, you're gonna make that offering of faith, or you're gonna bring him the fruit of the ground and bring him the law. That's not what he wants. Exactly, that's not what he wants. Because the law does not produce spiritual fruit.
I just want to say on the flip side of that too, he wants obedience more than sacrifice, and that goes back to Abraham. Like he was going to sacrifice his son, but he believed in Yahuwah to do it.
But you got to remember what Paul stated, right? He said the commandment was given for the righteous obedience of faith. So it's always going to come back to that. Because Abraham obeyed because he believed. But before he got to what he was supposed to follow, he had to hear it and believe it. You know what I'm saying? This is the #1 hindrance that everybody who picked this book up. Doesn't matter if they say they're a Christian. It don't matter if they say they're a Hebrew. It don't matter if they call themselves a Yahudim or nothing. It's their faith is lacking. That man say, do you believe I can do this? That's what he used to ask these people. Do you believe I can do this? If you can't even believe the man can do what he say he can do, then how do you expect this man to move on your behalf? You know what I'm saying? How is that going to be possible? Come on, man. Verse 5. He said, by faith Enoch was translated that he should not see death and was not found, because Elohim translated him. For before his translation, he had this testimony that he pleased Elohim. Now we're going to sit back and examine that. Because it ain't much said about Enoch, right? Let's go look in the law. What it is? Genesis chapter 5. Go look in the law. Let's see what it is. It's Genesis chapter 4. My apologies. Let's just see what that is about Enoch. Because it said Enoch, by faith Enoch was translated that he should not see death. What does this mean? What did that mean? Then he sat back and said, and was not found. So what does it mean he wasn't found?
That go back with the body of Moses.
Because remember to say because Elohim translated him. So he wasn't found because it said Elohim changed him, right?
Oh,
See, I'm just leading this to something else I was just talking about.
Oh yeah, because they didn't know Ignacio was what they changed.
No, but no, listen to what I'm telling you. He said before his translation, he had this testimony that he pleased Elohim. So before he was translated, he showed he pleased him. We just said right, it just said right here, well, we ain't read verse 6 yet. Well, he gonna tell you, without faith it's impossible to please him. Because there's nothing said about Enoch in this book other than what you can hear right here. That's all that's said about Enoch. Some people like to grab the book of Enoch. I don't care nothing about that. You know what I'm saying? The reason being because I can't cross-reference nothing in there about this man nowhere else. Because this all, read it. This all they say about it. Tell them what verse it
We had Genesis chapter 5, verse 21.
is. Genesis 5 and 21. Let's see what it say about Enoch.
It say Enoch lived 65 years and begat Methuselah. And Enoch walked with Elohim after he begat Methuselah.
He said he walked with
300
Elohim
years.
after he had his son.
300 years. And he begat sons and daughters. All the days of Enoch were 365 years. And Enoch walked with Elohim, and he was not, for Elohim took him.
Elohim took him. That's all they say. That's all they got about it. That's all they say about Enoch. So then we're going to have to actually sit back and see what it means. Let me find the word for walk. When we look at walk and say halak, it means to go, to walk, to come, to depart, to move away, or a manner of life. So, when we look at a manner of life, let's look at Hebrews 12 and 14. Because we know, guess what, right? If it's a manner of life, we know what the manner of life is. We know Paul wrote us in the epistle to Thessalonians that Elohim has called us to what? I didn't hear what he said in Thessalonians. He said he called us to Kadesh and not uncleanness. That's what he called you to. So Enoch's manner of life was to be set apart. But what set him apart? Look what he said. Hebrews 12 and 14.
Hebrews chapter 12, verse 14. Follow peace with all men and holiness, without which no man shall see Elohim.
So if he say to follow shalom with all men, and he say follow the authority that's going to destroy chaos, right? So that means you're going to have to follow Elohim, which means you're going to have to believe in it. Because he say he was translated. And we're looking at the fact that he say Enoch was translated that he should not see death. Now somebody get me John. Get John 11 and 25. And then we'll get Psalm 19 and 7 on that. So what's going to cause you to not see death? We just read in Revelation 20, he said you'll taste that second death if your name ain't written in the Lamb Book of Life. And that's what he said. So then you got to look at what's going to cause you to be translated that you should not see death like Enoch.
John chapter 11, verse 25. Yahushua said unto her, I am the resurrection and the life. He that believeth in me, though he were dead, yet he shall live. And whosoever liveth and believeth in me shall never die. Believest thou this?
He said, he that live and believeth in me shall never what?
Shall never die.
And Enoch name means to be dedicated, right? If you believe in Elohim and you dedicate yourself to him. What's going to cause you to dedicate yourself to something? You have to believe in it. You have to trust in it. You have to hope in that. You don't dedicate yourself to something you don't believe in. Who does that? You know what I'm saying? Because if you dedicate yourself to something, that means you're going to invest your time, your thoughts, and your energy into it. You know what I'm saying? You don't do that in the stuff you don't believe in. That's why people fall off from the word. They haven't dedicated themselves to the word. So they don't hang on to it. Psalm 19 is 7. And after that, John chapter 3, verse 1. The internet just is not going. Psalms 19 and 7.
Psalm 19, verse 7. The law of Elohim is perfect, converting the soul. The testimony of Yahuwah is sure, making the wise simple. Making wise the simple.
So you see how that? See the law. See the law make you perfect, boy. It converts your soul. But I know I called for 2 Corinthians 3 and 12 a little while ago. Yeah, but don't forget that John chapter 3, verse 1. But I'm just mentioning that we finna hit that. And we also finna hit something that Paul said in the epistle to Timothy. Of what would make the man of Elohim perfect. And what you would have to do, what's going to produce that, what's going to cause that.
John chapter 3, verse 1. There was a man of the Pharisee named Nicodemus, a ruler of the Yahudim. The same came to Yahushua by night and said unto him, Teacher, we know that thou art a teacher come from Elohim, for no man can do these miracles that thou doest, except Elohim.
So that means Nicodemus believed. Go ahead.
Yahushua answered and said unto him, Verily, verily, I say unto thee, except a man be born again, he cannot see the kingdom of Elohim. Nicodemus said unto him, How can a man be born when he is old? Can he enter a second time into his mother's womb and be born? Yahushua answered, Verily, verily, I say unto thee, except a man be born of the water and of the Ruach, he cannot enter into the kingdom of Elohim.
So how you going to get in the kingdom with the law then if the law the good news? When we look at the water, what is the water telling us about? I'm telling you about death. He said you got to be immersed by the water and the Ruach. That means you gotta be willing to sacrifice and dedicate your life and die. You gotta be willing to lay your life down. Because what got the master up out the grave to make him born again and become the son of Elohim, it was the Ruach. Because you gotta remember, he went into the waters, he went into the grave. If he say you gotta be immersed by the water and the Ruach, what prophet should you be thinking about? Jonah. Jonah was in the whale belly, and he said the waters overcame it. Ain't that what he said in this? He telling you. And he came out. And what got him out? It was the word of Elohim. Elohim told the whale to spit him out. When we say whale, it just say great fish. You know what I'm saying? Told him to spit him out. So it's that water he letting you know that law can't do that. Because the law will not cause you to believe on Mashiach unless Mashiach is manifested to you out of law. What's wrong with you?
Bro, it smells bad.
You smell dead.
Yeah, bro.
Yes.
I mean, it's bad.
You want a baby
Still on
doll?
the way, nigga.
You might as well get ready.
Everybody was back here looking like.
Don't get ready. Ooh, I'm talking about, be ready for those that come up the back, go creep up the leg and all that stuff. I don't know full well you amateur when it took that dump, that thing, and creeped up the back of that pamphlet. You know what I'm talking about? Oh man, you talking about poop. Baby poop. Changing pampers. What you gonna do, point that devil child? What you gonna do when she done made a run to the store Sunday?
I'm changing many of them.
But it wasn't your baby. Oh, yeah, I forgot. Nah, because we don't see all the time. I forgot about that. Yeah, I forget about that. I just, oh yeah, you a veteran. Go ahead and wipe you.
Three wipes. That's all I need.
I ain't about to put it.
20 wipes? What you trying to do?
I
She don't like
don't like the flipping, so I want my hand.
That's why we got two.
We can do it by like 3 wipes.
I'm trying to tell you, that stuff expensive. You gonna do all that? That nigga bad. My 20 that bad water. What that nigga say? If you're gonna use the whole packet this kind of when he take a dump, it took time to bathe him then. Just run a little water in the sink and set it in there. You use it. Hold them down. I'll be like this here. Right now, the budget does not allow us to continue purchasing all the wipes. You're gonna have to bathe.
That's how you have
You too. You too. Well, that's right, but damn, get ready to wipe up the book.
Yeah.
Boy, I'm just telling you, boy, just don't let him shoot you with that pen. I ain't had to change too many boys in my lifetime, but I done heard the story of the boys shoot you with that pen. You around there change the next thing you know, you got urinary. No, you got to worry about that with little girls. You never got to worry about that. They urinate, they falling on the floor. She did a little wood like this. But you know that, you better be ready. Go ahead. Next thing you know, you thought he was cool. Next thing you know, that thing like this here, the wind up blue, the heat on your shirt. Clear. Come on, finish that on up.
We at John chapter 3, verse 6. That which is born of the flesh is flesh, and that which is born of the Ruach is Ruach.
So that's where that conversion has to come in at. 2 Corinthians 3 and 12.
2 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 12.
Well, that's it. What you got? Get up.
I told her it wasn't.
Seeing then that we have such hope, we use great plainness of speech. Not as Moses, which put a veil over his face, that the children of Yasharal could not steadfastly look to the end that which was abolished.
They couldn't see what was abolished.
But their minds were blinded.
Blinded.
For until this day remaineth the same veil untaken away in the reading of the Old Testament, which veil is done away with Mashiach. But even unto this day when Moses is read, the veil is upon their heart. Nevertheless, when it shall turn to Yahuwah, the veil shall be taken away.
Go ahead.
Now Yahuwah is Ruach.
I'll say that nothing. Ain't what it says.
Now Yahuwah is that Ruach.
Ain't what it says.
The master.
Oh no, I do, you're right. Now the master is that Ruach. and there is ruach of the master is, and there is liberty.
The freedom where he's at. See, that law don't give you that freedom. John chapter 8, verse 30. That law don't give you that freedom. That don't give you that freedom. Because when they say the law is the truth, see, God, again, the master is the truth. When that man say the truth shall set you free, he was talking about himself. The law can't set you free. How can it? Say it's not possible by the law of bulls and goats to set a man free. Because when he sat back and said he freed the captives, that's what he told you in Isaiah 61, right? The master said, I came to set free the captives. I mean, you were bound and captive to sin. The law wasn't freeing you from that, because if it was, why did he come? Why would I sit back and let somebody impale me and spit on me and stone me and beat me and disrespect me if they was already free? I got to be the dumbest nigga in captivity to come do that. But if I do that, then you ought to believe. He said, he that covered for transgression seeketh love. That would have said in the book of Proverbs, right? So that man said, I come to cover your sins that you might love me. But you would have to believe that the work that I did covered your sins for you to love me. The law can't do that for you. The law don't talk about covering nobody's sins. The law talks about the penalty for sin. Nowhere in that law do it talk about how I'm going to cover your sin. He don't talk about none of that. Because he said you got to come back every year to make an atonement. So that means your sins are not covered. Because I got to come back here every 10th day of the 7th month to cover this sin. Now what you think was going on when your ancestors wasn't keeping it then? You know what I'm saying? Because you know they wasn't keeping it. So that means the continuous song you, this can't cover your sin. You gonna say that, so we're going to kill old Betsy? That's going to cover your sins? You straight now? Because if it was, you wouldn't have to kill Betsy no more. You wouldn't have to bring her around here. It wouldn't be no need to bring no red heifer around here. It wouldn't be no need for no scapegoat. It wouldn't be no need for no pigeons, no turtles, no none of that. No oxen, no nothing. There would be no need for no meat offerings, no drink offerings. All this is pointing to his son. I didn't want none of this stuff. That man said if I was hungry, I wouldn't tell you. Ain't that what he told you? That man said if I were hungry, I wouldn't even ask you for nothing. He said, did I ask you for a bull and a goat, nigga? Ain't that what he said? Did I ask you for that? Go ahead.
John chapter 8,
Verse 30.
verse 30. As he spoke these words, many believed on him. Then said Yahushua to the
You heard what he said? It says,
Yahudim,
as he spoke what?
many words.
And he teach him no law. Because you know he had to be preaching about himself. You know everything that he said, he was talking about himself. Every time he said something, he was talking about himself. But you know how righteous and upright he was? He never told him he was talking about himself. Yeah, he never told me. Even when he spoke plainly, he didn't even tell him. But like, he didn't even tell him he was talking about himself. He definitely didn't do it in a parable. He didn't even tell him. But if they knew the word, they knew. Oh, man. I'm riding with him. Go ahead.
Then said Yahushua to the Yahudim which believed on him, if ye continue in my word, then ye are my disciples indeed. And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. They answered him, we be Abraham's seed, and we were never in bondage to any man. How sayest thou, ye shall be made free? Yahushua answered and said, verily, verily, I say unto you, whosoever committeth sin is the servant of sin. And the servant abideth not in the house forever, but the son abideth forever.
You remember who that servant that don't abide in the house?
Hagar.
That's Hagar. That's Ishmael. He was the child of the bondman, the bondwoman, the flesh. That's what the law can't convert you from being a carnal being to a spiritual. That's why I say Enoch was translated that he should not see death and was not found. Why was he not found? He wasn't numbered amongst the sinners. I'm not going to find no righteous man amongst no sinners. Because he say Elohim translated him, but before he had a testimony that he pleased Elohim. You know what I'm saying? The testimony, what pleased Elohim, faith do. That's what got him changed. When you look at Moses getting changed on the mountain, his face shining, what got him changed was his faith in Elohim. That's what got him changed. Because Moses was faithful in everything. That's what he told you in Hebrew. Moses got out of line because he did something ahead of the time because of the people. He allowed the people agitating him and their hardness of their heart and their wickedness to cause him to do something that he wasn't supposed to do. It wasn't because he didn't believe in Elohim. And we already see that took that one instance of him not doing what he's supposed to do. You can't come in here. Not that you're going to hell, but you can't come in here. But y'all had to set it up that way. Moses, your work is done. You know what I'm saying? Your work is done. You can't come over here with this here, because you know what's going to end up happening? The people will end up venerating Moses and worshiping him. You know what I'm saying? This man already know this. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us wouldn't be able to sit back and look. That's why he didn't let nobody know where his grave was at. Because y'all gonna go worship his grave. That's what you gonna go do. Because you gonna look at Moses was never the one to be the focus of your worship. It was always about the master. You know what I'm saying? But we don't look at it in them terms. And he got to why he hid Moses' grave. Because he wanted to, man. That's why. But why you want to go to somebody's grave for? Then I go up the book real. Something's wrong with you, cuz. I don't want to go to nobody's grave. I done had people say that. That if they knew where David's grave was at, or Rachel's grave was at, then I would know that it was true. Because people want to, I don't want to go to no man. Look at that. Look at right. Before I even knew something about the word, I went to my auntie's grave one time. I went out there, my car went to smoking all this stuff. I ain't been by since. That was 1999. That was 1999. I ain't been by since. But 2000. I ain't been by since. You know what I'm saying? I do not do cemeteries, man. Period. One of you niggas died, I stopped short at the cemetery. I'm not going out there. You know what I'm saying? I'm straight. We do a little something like this here. I love you. See you on the other side. I'm not coming to that cemetery though. Don't slide me none of that. I don't want that. I don't do cemeteries, bro. At all. That's a place of uncleanliness. What I'm coming out there for? Now I gotta bathe now.
Okay. When you worded that, the way you put that, it sounded like bathing is
I mean, I'm unclean.
I know, but the way you put it, the way you said it, it made it sound like bathing is an issue. We know bathing is an issue.
Obviously, I nigga don't bathe.
Why we can't?
That's the way she
That's not our thing. We never do.
Okay.
That's not our custom. You got buried in a cave. We didn't even bury each other in the ground.
As I said, take my bones when you leave this
Yeah,
place.
you know what I'm saying? He ain't burning nobody up, man. I don't know what you want to be cremated for anyway, other than it's cheaper.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. It don't cost a lot of money to bury nobody. See, y'all let the funeral people convince you of spending exorbitant amounts of money. Like when you dead, you don't care what you eat.
I said, put me in a pine box.
You know what I'm saying? You need to get this casket right here. And then, like I said, man, you don't get. Look at man, I don't need no headstone or nothing.
Friendly, at least.
I don't need no headstone or nothing. You know what I'm talking about?
Put me in a pine box.
Listen, William, make my box, okay? Take it to him.
We ain't gotta go see them people at that point.
Yeah, you in, because you got to be zoned. You can't drop a nigga off anyway.
Once they talk you to the most expensive casket, then they gonna start
Shoot, if you got your own property.
shroud it.
What? See, now that's strange. That's so
when you was living. You think you came in this
Well, ain't nobody trying to touch your head, trying to come out do your hair. Better put a wrap on that nigga and put him in that box. She was talking about get up out of here. No, she talking about her hair. Talking about when you like this here, and you get up out the grave like this here. You see my hair was done.
You see, I got my eyes on.
I just said, nigga, died like this here. Give me a fresh haircut when I go. All right, I'm gonna give you one. You ain't gonna know the difference. Throw that nigga in the box. Get that nigga from around here. He's staying.
No, retwist. Retwist.
Smooth fade. That's how to look.
I'm talking about right, and get what? Had him right and wake up and look at the master. Look at my fresh cut. Look at that fresh lace.
It quenches not.
It quenches not. Like say this,
Always hot.
like this here, right?
Always
This,
hot.
here, this ain't no Gatorade. This ain't no thirst quencher right here, boy.
What?
Like this here, you gonna be like this. I'm dead serious though. I'm telling you right now, boy. You can bury somebody for about $2,000-3,000, man. You never spend that money.
Pine box.
You know what I'm saying? They get you on two things: the casket and the headstone. You know what I'm saying? That's what they get you
My
on.
grandma actually
They
already
get you on all that shit. What she talking about? They have to dress you up and do all that.
We got an outfit for
Dime you
you.
up.
That's how they did my auntie. They had to dress her up, put makeup on her.
We got all that now. No makeup, nothing. We got the outfit. You ain't got to worry about it. Just embalm that thing and throw him in the box.
Whatever he had on, that's what he
Now I'm gonna tell you now to get a mausoleum or what we would call a sepulcher, that is expensive. That's not cheap. And that's why you, if you don't want to pay all that, that's why you get life insurance. You got to worry about it. You ain't got to worry about nothing. All y'all grown anyway. You should be having life insurance anyway.
about selling life insurance. I do technically signed up. Just gotta.
Look at man, that's what life insurance for. Even if it ain't to take care, at least you can bury somebody and you ain't got to pay no money out of pocket. It ain't gonna cost you. You know what I'm saying? Everybody in here grown. You got children. You supposed to have life insurance anyway.
Don't be like these other people out here taking life insurance out on basis. Hey, bro,
You're not on the base.
okay? Take out like $1 million life insurance policies on basis,
Basis?
bro.
I don't see it. I done heard about it.
Bro,
Continue on, sir. I don't want to talk about that.
We at,
Finish that for me.
Sounds smart though. Sounds smart, bro.
I know a nigga gonna put it back, nigga put it policy on the base and kill it.
Hey, you gonna cash out about a year or two. About a year or two.
bro, you can do it.
That's a.
John chapter 8.
Everywhere.
John 8.
We at verse 36. If the Son therefore shall make you free, you shall be free indeed. I know that ye are Abraham's seed, but ye seek to kill me, because my word have no place in you.
He came to set you free from sin. The law cannot. That's not converting your soul. That's not changing you. See, he mentioned that there. He's saying a twinkle of an eye, right? That's 1 Corinthians 15 and 50. You'll be changed. You know what I'm saying? It's so. All Enoch testimony is because he walked in a manner of life that caused him to be changed. You know what I'm saying? You have to walk in a manner of life because you're supposed to be changed before you get changed. There has to be a conversion of your heart before he said make you a new heart and a new ruach. I mean, you got to be born again. You got niggas telling people they won't be born again to the resurrection of the dead. You got bruised, that's what they teach. That you will not be born again till you die and get up. Or you not, no. You already supposed to be born again. Come on, man.
1 Corinthians 15, verse 15. Now this I say, brethren, that flesh and blood cannot inherit the kingdom of Elohim, neither does corruption inherit incorruption. Behold, I show you a mystery. We shall not all sleep, but we shall all be changed in a moment, in a twinkling of an eye, at the last trump. For the trumpet shall sound, the dead shall be raised incorruptible, and we shall be changed. For this corruptible must put on incorruption, and this mortal must put on immortality. So when this corruptible shall have put on incorruption, and this mortal shall have put on immortality, then shall be brought to pass the saying that is written, death is swallowed up in victory.
And you sit back and look at what got the victory. Did the law get the victory? That man say, be of good cheer. I what? He got the victory. He say who overcome the world, but he that believe that Yahushua is the son of Elohim. This is the victory, even our faith. So that's what's going to get you translated and changed. You know what I'm saying? That law can't do that. That's impossible. He said the law, he sat back and said, how much more shall Yahushua, who offered himself by the eternal Ruach, purge your conscience from dead works? You know what I'm saying? The law wasn't purging your conscience from dead works. Get Revelation 1 and 5, look, we say that man blood do. And after that, Deuteronomy 28. I won't get Mark chapter 12 there. I'll get Deuteronomy
Revelation
28.
chapter 1, verse 5.
But give him 3. Go on, read him 3.
Blessed is he that readeth, and they that hear the words of this prophecy, and keep those things which are written therein, for the time is at hand.
It's at hand.
John to the 7 assemblies which are in Asia, grace be unto you, and shalom, from him which is, and which was, and which is to come, and from the 7 Ruachs that are before his throne, and from Yahushua HaMashiach, who is a faithful witness, and the first begotten of the dead, and the prince of the kings of the earth, unto him that loved us and washed us from our sins in his own blood.
That's what got your sins got up out of you for you to have the opportunity to become a son of Elohim. It ain't no law did that. He said you could become the sons of Elohim, everybody that believed on his name, right? Let's go to Deuteronomy 28. What it is, about verse 4? Tell me what 4 is.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 4. It say, blessed shall the fruit of thy body, and the fruit of the ground, and the fruit of the cattle.
So tell me what verse 3 is.
Blessed thou shalt be in the city, and blessed shalt be in the
Okay, we got
field.
that. Go ahead.
And blessed shall the fruit of thy body, and the fruit of the ground, and the fruit of thy cattle, and the increase of thy kind, and the flocks of thy sheep. Blessed shall thy basket be in the store, and blessed shalt thou be when thou is coming in, and when you shall go out.
That's good. Now, what y'all think he means? The first thing before we look at the fruit of the ground, what do you think he mean when he say, "Blessed shall thy basket and thy store"? When we look at fruit of the body, when they talk about body, it's going to be the Hebrew word that means womb. You know what I'm saying?
Basket of stove, Zechariah 14. You gotta come on and
Well, you know, it said for the word for basket, it says something that's interwoven.
That is what?
Interwoven.
That's what you carry something.
So when you look at it, I also asked for, get that 2 Timothy 3 and 14. You almost forgot about that. While y'all think about that, you're looking at a basket interwoven. Guess what that means? You got a basket that all y'all done seen those wooden baskets and how they is. So you know what that is? That's multiple pieces connected together. So when he say blessed are your basket and storepiece, number one, you're looking at your storehouse. You're looking at your basket, things that you put in that basket, or you're really looking at, he's saying how his body going to be blessed. They're going to be joined together. His members will be blessed. Because remember, he just said, blessed shall be the fruit of thy body and the fruit of thy ground. So when we look at the fruit of thy ground, you know that those are the resurrection. You're looking at his body as those that come out of him. Which we talking about the sons of Elohim to cause that change. The law can't cause that. We'll look at Romans where he said the obedience of one man was for the justification of many. But it's because he believed his father and what his father was sending. You got to sit back and look at it. I'm going to tell you I'm a kid. You get you up in 3 days and you like, oh, I know you won't suffer me to see corruption. I know you will. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool with that. Yeah, I got it. You're not going to go do something. If somebody send you to go do something, you're not going to go do it if you don't believe in it. A lot of y'all, somebody that asked y'all to go do something and you didn't go do it. And you didn't go do it because whatever they were sending you to do, you ain't believe in what they were talking about. Because if you did, you would have went and handled that. You know what I'm saying? It ain't necessarily got to be your parents or nothing. Somebody done sent you on a mission and you did not complete that mission. You know what I'm saying? And you didn't complete that mission because you didn't believe in the mission that you were sent out to go do. Because if you did, you would have handled that. You know what I'm saying? Period. Go ahead.
2 Timothy 3
And 14.
verse 14. But continue down the things which thou hast learned, and hast been assured of, knowing of whom thou hast learned them, and that from a child thou hast known the Kodash scriptures, which are able to make thee wise unto salvation through the faith which is in Yahushua
Go
Mashiach.
ahead.
All scripture is given by the inspiration of Elohim, and is profitable for doctrine and reproof, for correction, for instruction in righteousness, that the man of Elohim may be perfect,
Thoroughly furnished unto all good works. But to make you complete, you notice that before he told you you could get to that point, you needed to have the faith in Yahushua HaMashiach, which will make you wise unto salvation. That you would have the skill to be able to save your soul. But it has to come through the faith that's in him. That's what's lacking in our people. People wonder why we can't do this. We ain't got no power without, because you don't actually believe it. And you don't actually believe it because you're not learning of the man. Everybody say follow Christ, know Christ, but then they don't know it. Like I said, right? I don't care what they say now. If Sal had me come on there and talk to those Christian niggas, I'm going to obliterate them. And I'm going to obliterate them on one key point and one key point alone. Because y'all assume that most brews don't focus on Mashiach and put the law over him. Well, I'm going to sit here and tell you, they don't know him and you don't know him. So you're not going to sit here and lecture me about my Elohim, whom I know according to how this book says. You don't know this man. How you going to tell me you know this man and you say you celebrate Christmas? And it's not the fact of that they celebrate Christmas. It's the fact if you know this man's character and you know what he stands for, then how can you say you know a man and you're doing something that he detests? This ain't got nothing to do with no law. This is something, this is outside of his character. This is outside what he stands for. He's not on that. So then you actually don't know this man. You tell me he say throw the law away. We understand that he trumps the law, clown. But then you're telling me to throw away what he stands for and his manner of living of which he promotes. So you don't know him. So you telling me like you're going to lecture me about a man, and if I say, tell me what this means. Does he speak of himself or some other man? See, that's not talking about Mashiach. See, y'all, you don't even know the man, so don't talk to me. That's my key point. Don't be coming around here trying to convert people back to some dead religion of a man that you don't even know, of a false Mashiach that you preaching. I ain't going for that. It's not that they Christian, it's what they come with. Because I'm listening to these dudes. Oh, they don't know Christ. So I can say, nigga, you don't know him. I know he don't know him. You know what I'm saying? But you coming up like you do know him. So if you do know him, then we need to stop the book at Malachi, and I need you to show him to me so I can be convinced according to these scriptures that you know him, and then I can talk to you. But if you can't do that, if you just gonna give me something that a white man gave to you, I don't want to hear that. See, the church, man, I don't want to hear that church father crap. Miss me with that. You know what I'm saying? This dude say, see, the first century, Peter knew in the first century church, see, that they were Christians. I say, show me this man calling anybody a Christian, man. You know what I'm saying? Why would he even talk like that? The book tell you where that name came from. They didn't come up with it. You know what I'm saying? So he didn't call himself that. You see Yahudim, that's how you see these men refer to themselves. You got Hebrews so dumb, it would be offensive to somebody from Benjamin or somebody from, you don't see them people being offended by that. But you don't actually read, but that's what Hebrews say because they just classify it with Judah. But you don't read nobody in that book being offended by that.
They were all that was blessed.
But the reason why they weren't offended by it, because those men were teaching them what it meant. So they were going to Deuteronomy 10. They were going to Joshua chapter 5. They were going to Jeremiah. They were showing them this what this means. So they, oh yeah, I take that on all day. I'm the praise of Elohim. Why wouldn't I want to be called a Yahudim? I'm the praise of Elohim. Yeah, I rock with that. All day long. Why? Because I'm his son.
Not the same, but similar how people that practice Islam consider themselves Muslims.
Yeah, I'm going to take that. They don't sit back and say, I'm Shiite. I'm not, no, they ain't going to do that. It's a classification of how I live and what I'm about. So they're not going to be offended by that. They're not going to walk around here, I am a Christian. You better catch Peter talking like that. That man walk with that man. I heard the dude talking about, man, Peter was teaching the Gentiles. Where and how? Because them letters ain't written to no Gentiles. Them letters written to Brews. He gave it a explicit, beside that, he gave Peter an explicit instruction. You got Paul saying, you know, Peter was son to the circumcision and I to the uncircumcision. Nigga, you lying. All he was sending with Peter to holler at Cornelius to let him know, don't you do to people like that. Now, I gave you a mission, and you go deal with them. You know what I'm talking about? But I'm letting you know, if one of them come around this corner, that's not a one of them, don't you do them like that. You can hit them off too, but I ain't send you to them.
So when he said don't call no man common or unclean with people, he basically said you can sit with them.
Yeah, because we would look at a Gentile, get your dirty nasty behind from around me, nigga. You old profane nigga, you around here running back, stay from around me. That's how we win. You look at my, we ain't on that. That ain't no different. You ain't finna around you. Nah, man, ain't on that. Man, you don't smoke rocks. You don't want no nigga smoking dope sitting around you, man.
That's how you know you want to preach to the church. Because without that vision, Peter would have been like, this nigga is coming at my door.
Straight up. That's why he had to give that vision.
Straight up.
Elohim told me, man, nigga, you don't get your steak about man, get your dog back, man. You better get on from around here. Come on, man. His own master called these people a dog. What you thought he was gonna call? He was standing right there when he called him a dog. When that lady walked up, he talking about it ain't meat to give the children bread and dog. Peter standing right there with him. Shoot, trying to tell you. Right. That's right. That's right. If I'm not mistaken, it say Peter walking up and telling her like, hey man, you need to get off around here. You know what I'm saying? Peter trying to tell that woman to go.
Yeah, because they was sweating.
He was trying to
I mean, feels like, hey, you better go now.
Like, oh,
Get now.
You ain't saying
I'm
that.
telling you now.
Get now.
Why you playing? Peter was a rider. When he talked that trash, Peter was a rider.
Go on, get him. Oh.
Peter was a rider. He told him to get off around here. They even did it in John chapter 4 with that Samaritan woman. Man, you want us to...
Take it out.
She even... He had to tell them, man, y'all chill out. Them boys even jumped up in Luke chapter 9 and said, do you want us to call for fire from Shamaheen like Elijah? He said, well, you don't know what man of Ruach you in. Man, sit down somewhere and chill out. I mean, what he had to tell them, though. Like, y'all got to chill out. Hey, I like your enthusiasm. That boy running around. You know what I'm talking about? Ooh, kill all of them with you niggas. That's how they was looking at it. But they looking at the book. They doing this here. Should we do this here? They didn't go do it. They asked them, should we do this? They don't know no better. You don't know. They don't know no better. They like this here. Should we kill them then? So, man, chill out, boy. You don't know what type of spirit you got, boy. Fuck it out. Just chill, man. Take a breath. You know what I'm saying? Hey, get the man some water. Come on. Oh, you good. Come on back. What was that for? Come on back. So how are we going to ascertain the fruit of his body, right? We need to ascertain the fruit of his body, right? They say your air going to come out of his own bowels, right? Isaiah 26 was about verse 12. And 12, too high, we'll find out in a minute. So he said he got a Baruch about the fruit of his body, right? And we'll look at the fruit of the ground kind of briefly. And then we're going to sit back and look at how he said you'll be blessed when you come out and when you go in. So we got to look at how you're going to be blessed when you come in. And we got to sit back and look how you're going to be blessed when you go out. All this is because somebody hearkened diligently to the voice of Yahuwah to do all that he told him to do to set him high above all nations. We know the master set above all nations. He's King of Kings. Go ahead.
Isaiah 26.
And 12. Tell me what 12 says.
Yahuwah, thou wilt ordain shalom for us, for thou also hast wrought all our works in us. Yahuwah Elohim, other masters besides thee have had dominion over us.
Who was that master that done had dominion over them?
Themselves.
They sinned. Hashatan had dominion over them because of their sins. He that commits sin is the servant of sin. Whoever you lend your member service to obey is to whom you obey, whether sin unto death or obedience unto righteousness. Go ahead.
Other masters besides thee have had dominion over us, but by thee only will we make mention of thy name.
I want to make mention of the name of Yahuwah. Come on.
They are dead. They shall not live. They are deceased.
They are what?
They are deceased.
They're dead.
They shall not rise.
They will not rise.
Therefore hast thou visited and destroyed them and made all their memory to perish.
You know he told you that in Proverbs and in Psalms, he'll root the sinners up out of the earth. He's going to make them perish. Go ahead.
Thou hast increased the nation, O Yahuwah.
He's what?
Thou hast increased the nation.
And what else?
Thou art glorified.
How is he esteemed if he increased the nation? Where did the master tell you he would be esteemed if he didn't increase the nation? Come on, man. Come rest your head. Just come on, rest your head. Just rest your head. There you go. You all right. Go ahead. It's not room for two. Yes, it is.
John 15.
John 12. When he say he'll be esteemed, my hour will come.
Yeah.
Or John 17, when he say it's time for me to be esteemed, I finished the work that you done gave me to do. Even that, he say, even the true Elohim, even thy son Yahweh HaMashiach. And then how he prayed to make them perfectly one, and that's that baruch out of that basket. You know what I'm saying? Because when you look at that basket, you put all the things in that vessel, and you carry it. The master carried all those that are in him. Go ahead. Go ahead.
It said, Yahuwah, in trouble have they visited thee. They poured out a prayer when thy chastening was upon them. Like a woman with child that draweth near the time of her delivery is in pain.
Same way the master poured out his prayer when that chastening was on him. And what he was doing in the garden. Go ahead.
And cried out in her pain. So have we been in thy sight, O Yahuwah. We have been a child. We have been in pain. We have as it were brought forth wind. We have not wrought any deliverance in the earth. Neither have the inhabitants of the world fallen. Thy dead men shall live together. With my dead body shall they arise.
And what's going to happen out here?
Awake and sing.
Awake and what?
Sing.
Go ahead.
Ye that dwell in dust.
And dust.
For the dew is as the dew of the herd, and the earth shall cast out the dead.
So the earth gonna cast out its fruit. You know what I'm saying? We already read, he said, all those that live and believe in him shall never taste death. Look at John 5:25.
Get out of there.
When we look at the fruit of his body, because we're not going to read all that, but you know what it is, that's Isaiah 66. Shall a nation be brought forth at once? And then you see those who resurrected with him. That's the baruching of his body because of his obedience. You know what I'm saying? That's what came up out of his womb. He got hit in the side. He poured out blood and water, and then therefore he gives birth. You know what I'm talking about? So we looking at all those that are of him or born of him. Guess what that is? That's the blessing of his body. Because you're supposed to be the fruit of his body. You're supposed to emanate from him and be born of him. You're supposed to be born of Elohim. Go ahead, man. We'll read that in Peter.
John chapter 5, verse 25. Verily, verily, I say unto you, the hour is coming, and now is, when the dead shall hear the voice of the Son of Elohim, and they that hear shall live. For as the Father has life in himself, so hath he given the Son to have life in himself.
There's not a baruch or a blessing that Yahuwah did that don't contain life in it. Remember how he talked about that grape and he said don't destroy it because what was in it? A blessing is in it. Life is anything that's of a blessing is life. Anything that's of a curse is death. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
It say, and hath given him authority to execute judgment also, because he is the Son of Man. Marvel not at this, for the hour is coming, in which all that are in the grave shall hear his voice, and shall come forth, they that have done good unto the resurrection of life, and they that have done evil unto the resurrection of damnation.
Stop. You know, everybody love to talk about Ezekiel 37, right? Out of the dry bones, and he talking about the resurrection of the dead. Why were those bones dry? They ain't had no ruach in them. When we sit back and you look at Ecclesiastes chapter 11, what did he say that he did? Y'all over there breaking wind.
So bad.
Over there, poop.
Smell like old cabbage, boy. Smell wrong.
That grown people.
Wrong.
Don't get it twisted. Some of these children here can drop some grown people stuff.
Oh, yeah, we know this. It really is, bro.
It has to be because there's numerous people that are like, they're just disgusted right
Look
now.
at the faces. Just look at the faces around the room.
You know what I'm saying?
I got that cold.
I got
Yeah, I mean, everybody seems as if they are. That's why I'm like,
We're catching the periphery.
Yeah, I'm catching
yeah,
it.
I know it's
shit, bro.
That's the second time. That's the second time Tyler got up like this here. Boy, I ain't mad with you nigga. Fought by me again. Fought by me.
It's the next nigga fought getting shot.
Yeah, I need to hear it.
That nigga tripped me out. That nigga said, "Brother, you fought by me one more time, nigga. Stop inviting me to your butt." Because in that environment, if a grown man walk past you farting, that's like an invitation.
Got some stanky for you.
You know what I'm saying?
Man, that is crazy.
I'm dead serious though. That's
Stank.
he ain't talking about it no like it wasn't even in the cell. That nigga said you better go sit on the toilet. Hey boy, you can fight. Yeah. Niggas can fight about that type of stuff, bro. Like, but they ain't talking about walking no cell. We in the common area, and the white boy kept walking past. Invite me to your wood hole. That's what I'm saying. In that environment, that's a sexual invitation. Hey man, you know every environment it's just like the different, like it's here right on a regular level. If you from Jacksonville, that environment of how they operate and roll is gonna be different in Los Angeles, and it's different in Chicago, and it's different in New York City. You know what I'm saying? The same type of stuff going on, but the environment's different. It's kind of like how CeeLo put it. If I come to your city, then I abide by the rules that y'all live by. You know what I'm saying? You can't go up in a nigga city. Like, okay, you go over in LA, them boys is Bloods and Crips. You know what I'm saying? I mean, well, that stuff does spread, but them boys in LA won't recognize them as real Bloods. I mean, they got an issue with the one in New York. They don't really respect them.
They don't deal with East Coast.
Because they feel like they not original. You know what I'm saying? But if you go to LA and you in a Pyru neighborhood, you're not going to wear blue around there.
They don't even call them blood, they call them Paul Rules.
You know what I'm saying? You're not going because based off the street that they was started on. You're not even finna, you're not finna wear no blue around there. You're going to respect the rules of that neighborhood.
It's bombing. This ain't bombing.
You know what I'm saying? You're going to respect that.
It's practice.
If you're a Crip, you're not gonna walk around there in a Crip neighborhood. You're not gonna. Well, I was watching First 48 one day, and a dude got murdered because he was in the wrong neighborhood with the wrong colors on. You know what I'm saying? They thought he was in the gang. He was in Dallas. They murdered him. You know what I'm saying? But wherever you go, you gotta follow their rules. You go to Chicago, you gonna follow. I just had a dude ask me because he asked me was I Hoover. He said the only reason why I asked you had that H with that orange on.
I used to live in LA. I don't know how to
You know what I'm saying? And you got to abide by the board rules. Now you even to come around and talk, nigga ain't gonna do nothing to me. Okay. All right. And when you get shot up, don't say nothing. Because that's how they live. I'm just saying though, that's how they live. So he said he done been out there, he knows how they live at. They dead serious about it too.
All this out there is the Mexicans.
Oh yeah, right. Mexicans don't play no games. But I'm just sitting back saying, it's the same token, truth be told, we can see that in the word. Because Yahuwah sent lions on the Gentiles in 2 Kings 17 that came in the land because they were not abiding by the rules of the land. It's Kings.
It's a king,
2 Kings 17. You know what I'm saying? He's showing you he had to actually send Levites into the land to teach them the manner of the land. You know what I'm saying? You can't come in here doing what you want to do. It don't work that way. You know what I'm saying? Give me Numbers 27:17. And then John chapter 10 verse 1.
What?
So when you see back, you looking at the blessing of the fruit of his body. We just didn't read Revelation 24, but he said, Baruch to those that have part of the first resurrection, who the second death have no power. He said, but they shall reign with Mashiach and Elohim for 1,000 years, and they shall be priests, right? Because that's the Baruch of the blessing of the fruit of the ground. He said, except the corn of wheat fall on the ground and die, abide alone. But if it died, bring forth much fruit. So those, when he got resurrected, he bringing everybody with him. And that goes back to what we were looking at Enoch. He had a testimony that he pleased Elohim, therefore he was changed. Why was he changed? He went from being carnal to spiritual. That has to be a change. And that starts in the mind. Go ahead.
Number 27.
After you was out there beating him for a long time.
No, I tried to get him to sleep.
Number
That's
27.
a 30-minute beat.
That's abuse.
That's what white people say. We didn't call that a little
I would have
chastisement.
been in jail.
I didn't want to tan him a little bit.
No, I was trying to get him.
But no, he wasn't going for that. Go
I
ahead.
know. I rode around and worked.
27, 17.
That's a whole.
Numbers chapter 27, verse 17.
Go ahead.
60. Let Yahuwah the Elohim of the Ruachs of all flesh set a man over the congregation.
Set a who?
A man over the congregation,
Set a head over the body, right?
which may go out before them, and which may go in before them, and which may lead them out, and which may bring them in.
Now, what y'all think he mean when he say he'll lead, go in before them, and go out before them? How that gonna relate to the master if he went in before you, then came out?
We follow.
And the grade to Shema'im before the grade.
The grave and went up.
And he went up. He did all that for you. He went in for you, came out for you. I went into death for you, I came out of death for you. So I can lead you in and bring you out. Coming right back out. I led you in. You like you said, right? Then you sit back looking at, I led you out of sin. I brought you into the covenant of eternal life. I led you out of sin and death. Come on and get Psalm 43. In a second. Psalm 43. Come on, man. Come rest your head.
Psalm 43.
and 1. He does not please.
Judge me, O Elohim, and plead my cause against this ungodly nation. Deliver me from the deceitful and unjust man.
Who is this deceitful and unjust man he's seeking to be delivered from? Satan. Is not Satan unjust? Is he not a liar and the father of it? Go ahead.
It says, for thou art the Elohim of my strength.
The Elohim of my strength.
Why
We were
does
just
that-
talking about strength last night, right? Battle ain't given to the strong man. Because you gotta be made weak. Or take the sufferings of the Mashiach, therefore that strength of your faith in him will manifest. Go ahead.
Why dost thou cast me off? Why go out mourning because of the oppression of thy enemies?
So how does the master going out mourning because of the oppression of his enemy? Was he not sad? Come on.
It say, O send out thy light and thy truth.
Send out what?
Thy light and thy
He say, and the
truth.
light was in him, and the light was the light of men. See, the law is light. But then they turn around and say that the light was in him, and the light was the light of men. Mashiach is your light. The law doesn't produce light. The book is clear on that. Go ahead. And send out thy truth. Who did he send? He said, whosoever received me, receive him that sent me. Send out thy son. Come on. Because he said he the way, the truth, and the light.
It say, let them lead me.
Let them what?
Let them lead me.
Oh, man.
Let them bring me unto the Kodash hill and unto thy tabernacle.
So who gonna bring you into the tabernacle? Because the shepherd leadeth flock. The master gonna lead you into this set apart place. Who bringing you into Jerusalem? You're not bringing yourself in. Come on.
It say, then will I go into the altar of Elohim, unto Elohim my exceedingly joy. Yea, upon the harp I will praise thee, O Elohim, my Elohim.
I came back.
Why art thou cast down, O my soul?
You know in Revelation 19 when they came up out, what was they doing? Right before it's sort of describing when the master came back, what do you see the people doing? Revelation 19. They were singing the book in Revelation 19.
Over there pooping.
Now I smell yogurt next to the poop.
I don't know, but Mike's old man. That little Mike over there.
No, Mike, you go sit on the toilet.
Relax. Stop.
Hey, man, so what? It's just a natural occurrence. He's a grown man.
He can handle it.
Look at him. That's a grown man. That is a grown man.
That man bust his whole camera.
That is a full-grown white man right there.
Maybe I'll work with you one day.
They say he came out, he got a 720 credit score as a baby right now.
I'm not credit connection. Get us 600. Go past.
That means that is a grown white. He says that one might be good. Because I can put 16 consecutive years. You know what consecutive is? That's one after the other.
That baby's a white baby. You come running around and call
The Caucasus. Slavic baby. I never seen a baby with no prescription like that. That nigga say one after the other.
One after.
That nigga, that's a fool. That nigga say that is a full-grown white man right there. That nigga say, save my spending. That nigga say, it don't take no credit or debit in here, just hold. That nigga said, just hold. Come on, man.
Shut up.
Yeah, you played with it. Pop, flush that nigga out the toilet. Go ahead, man.
19. Revelation 19 and 1.
We can make eye contact with you.
And after these things I heard a great voice of much people in Shamaim saying, Hallelujah, salvation, and esteem and honor and power unto Yahuwah Elohim.
You know who also this unjust man that got to be cast down? The beast. Go ahead.
For true and righteous are his judgments, for he has judged the great whore,
Judge that whore.
which did corrupt the earth with her fornication,
That's nasty stuff.
and have avenged the blood of his servants at her hand.
Revenge.
And again they say, Hallelujah, and all her smoke rolls up forever and ever.
That's right. I'm talking about burning.
Judge them.
Judge
He slid it so smooth though.
Judge that hoe.
But you gotta realize though, right?
Yes.
After he judged that hoe, you know what I'm talking about? What happened? You get brought out. You come into Jerusalem. But I ain't said in the book said judge it. He judged the hoe. You judged her. Judge that hoe. $2 slut shoe.
Judging how she ought to be judged.
Straight up and down. Dirty foot hoe. Whoop that shit.
John chapter 10. Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that entereth not by the door into the sheepfold, but climbeth up some other way,
Is a what?
the same as a thief and a robber.
You Satan, man. You Satan, your man.
But he that enters in by the door of the shepherd of the sheep, to him the porter opens.
Porter, open that
And the
gate.
sheep hear his voice,
They hear his what?
hear his voice.
And what else?
And he calleth his own sheep by his name,
My name what?
by their name,
He calling for you now.
and lead them out.
And he what?
Lead them out.
Where he leading them out from if he calling you by name? He leading you out of darkness, right? Because he done called you into this freedom, right? This high calling the Yahushua HaMashiach, but he also leading you up out of your captivity. He leading you up out that grave, and when he call, you think he gonna hear your name? You gonna get up. You gonna get up. Read it to him again.
It says to him the porter opened, and the sheep hear his voice. And he calleth his own sheep by name, and leadeth them out.
And lead them out, and what else?
And when he put forth his own sheep, he go in before them.
He go in before him.
And the sheep follow him, for they know his voice.
Now remember he say, Baruch shall thou be when thou come in and when you go out. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm going to lead you out. Now where do you think he talking about leading you out from? You just sat back and also that he led you up out of Babylon in this instance. Then you're going to be Baruch coming in. Get Revelation 22 and 14.
Somebody
Make it 13.
Come out.
It wasn't about
Oh, wow.
Come out.
Seriously.
What's wrong? Go ahead. 22 and 13.
Revelation 22, verse 13. I am the olive and the top, the beginning and the end, the first and the last. Baruch are they that do
So
his
you man
commandments.
first and the last, you coming in, you going out. He said, I blessed you at the start, and I'm going to bless you at the end. Go ahead.
The root of they which do his commands, that they may have the right to the tree of life, and may enter in through the gates of the city. For without are dogs, and sorcerers, and whoremongers, and murderers, and idolaters, and whosoever loveth to make a lie. And Yahushua
Now, I'll ask y'all a question. Where did we see at? Where did we look at recently? Where it's going to show you the master leading you in?
I would think.
No, I'm talking about we just went over this not too long ago.
Revelation 14.
We went over this during timeline. It's in the prophet.
They shall grab hold of him.
Get 16 and one book out of it.
Did you do it?
Moab?
Somebody will show you that you're going to be leading you in. Where you leading you in too.
That's enough. All right, now that's enough. That's enough. And all that.
16 times. She been a little bit of tongue or something?
Isaiah 16. Sing ye the lamb to the ruler of the land, from Salah to the wilderness unto the mount of the daughter of Zion. For it shall be that, as a wandering bird cast out of the nest, so the daughters of Moab shall be at the fords of Arnon.
It says, send you lamb to the ruler, ain't he leading you in? How else you going to get in the land unless the king bring you in? Who led you in the land the first time? You know what I'm saying? Look at, get Yahushua, look at chapter 5, man, probably about verse 15. Let me see, make sure that was. Who brought him in? That might not even,
That's what I was thinking. That's why I asked. I was thinking.
No, make it 1 and 1.
Somebody, that's my shirt.
Where you going at? Yahushua 1 and 1.
You gotta sit back and look at it, right? They were Baruch. Now let's look at it in the law. They were Baruch coming out. So how were they Baruch coming out according to the law? They came out of Mizraim, right? So they were Baruch coming out. Moses led them out. Yahushua is a prophet like under Moses. Who Baruch them coming in? They came in the land. Yahushua son of Nun led them in. You know what I'm saying? So you're going to be Baruch coming out. Because in Revelation 16, Jeremiah 16, he said you won't say Yahuwah who brought you out of the land of Mizraim, but Yahuwah that led you up out of the north country. You know what I'm saying? So you're going to be Baruch coming out. We're going to be Baruch coming out of this captivity. Why? Because of the law that he had for it to bless you to bring you up out of this. And you're going to be Baruch coming in. You know what I'm saying? Because now you coming in the land now. You know what I'm talking about? To dwell in it. Why? Because of one man's obedience. And in both instances, how did you come out of Mizraim? Faith. How did you get in the land? Faith. Law ain't had nothing to do with either one of those.
We was bucking the law already.
You know what I'm saying? Ain't had nothing to do. When you look at it, right? Baruch coming in. You were Baruch coming in the land of Canaan. And why did they get in? Because of belief. Why did those who died in the wilderness didn't get in? Because of unbelief. What brought you up out of Mizraim? Faith. The law didn't do that. There's no way around it. You know what I'm saying? That's why he say, I know you the love of Elohim ain't in you, because if it was, you would come to me because you would have believed me. He said, if you love Elohim, you would have believed me because I proceed forth and come from Elohim. He sent me. You know what I'm saying? They sitting back to me. We know about Moses. All they were holding on to the law. He said, you would believe Moses, you would have believed me because he wrote of me. He said, you don't believe me. He said, you don't believe Moses' writing, so you ain't going to believe my word. They read all this stuff around it, and all they look at is, thou shalt not. Thou shalt not. That's all they see. That's all they see. They actually can't see the faith that's contained in it when he say the Torah was your schoolmaster to bring you to Mashiach. The Torah was supposed to teach you this man. But you didn't believe in none of that, so that's why you can't see him. That's why you do those things which are right, but not with a perfect heart, and you'll go here. You know what I'm saying? Because the reason why you're going to go is your faith going to get tested and you're going to fall. Or you're going to be deceived when the man of sin comes and you're going to think that's Elohim and you're going to follow it. Because you didn't know, and that's why he said the Ruach of truth is coming to you and not the world, because the world cannot know it or neither see it. That's why I sit back and say, if I talk to them Christians, I'm going to let them, you don't actually know this man. So when Buddy pop up on the scene, you going to follow. Oh, you going to follow. Oh, you Hebrew? Oh, you don't know him either. See, I have no problem with that. You know what's funny? And then Qual say Buddy hit him in the inbox who he debated talking about, you know what? Both of us are right. Even though he got on that show and said unequivocally, you are wrong. You know what I'm saying? Butter knife. That's what he called it. I said, you a fool.
May I have your attention, please? May I have
Butter
your
knife, they had to shut him down.
The library will close in 30 minutes and 6
Yeah,
o'clock.
I told you about this. They got Hebrew factions and Christian factions. You have the soldiers of God, and you got the shut them down crew. All the niggas need to be shut down for being idiots.
Thank you.
Only because you're grown. How do you come up with a social media faction? That means there is something lacking in your life where you sat down and came up with, we need to make a faction.
That sounds like
Wrestling.
no.
Degeneration.
It does sound like wrestling, but it also sounds like the Hunger Games.
I know nothing about no Hunger Games.
How is that?
I've never seen it, don't know nothing about it.
Yeah, man, there are districts.
I like they just-
Okay, we don't care, we're going to leave that alone.
Yeah, you've been better off saying that version.
Because you had to put the blood on the doorpost to come out. If you didn't do that, you wouldn't come out.
Still what they call it. They did.
Yeah, it was, but if them people didn't put that blood on that doorpost, they wasn't coming out.
That's more than.
If every last one of them would have sat down and didn't put that blood on their doorpost, they all would have
I
died.
think wrestling was a better analogy.
Because they had to believe that this man was going to lead them up out of there when they did that. Because he told them, put this on the doorpost, and he said, put all your stuff ready, because you coming out of here in haste.
Yeah, we're gonna
You know
still
what I'm
wrestle
saying?
on that one.
You did it. So they had to believe that if I did this, we dip it right after that. You know what I'm saying? If any one of, if they say the whole nation of Yasharal would have did it, everybody would have died. Because he going to have to keep his word on what he said, because I'm going to murk them. Because they not going to do it. But you better do it, and you'll come up out of here. And all of them did it. You know what I'm saying? All of them did it. Matter of fact, I think it said that in Hebrews 11. By faith, that's how they came up out of there. You had to believe that he was going to lead you up out of here. They didn't. They believed enough for that, but they ain't believed after that. They may not even believe when they did that there. Shoot, they're gonna put their blood up here. I like lamb.
Boy, they done heard about them plagues.
I want that bit of herb, but obviously them plagues and all the miracles and wonders meant nothing, because they were bucking the minute they came up out of there. Even when they were leaving, they told me, "Oh, they just gonna kill us."
That's
Man.
why I felt like them niggas ain't have faith in them doing that.
No, they didn't. They just did it. They were saying they ended up seeing, "Oh, he did it. All right,
You're free, I'm free.
I want free.
Freedom.
I want free." And that's the same token of we do stuff and you really don't believe it while you doing it, and you still ain't free. You know what I'm saying? You doing it, but you don't really believe in it. Come on, man. We got it. What you at? 1 and 1.
Now after the death of Mushab, the servant of Yahuwah, it came to pass that Yahuwah spoke to Yahusha son of Nun, Mushab's minister, saying, Mushab my servant is dead. Now therefore arise, go over this Jordan, thou and this people, unto the land which I do give them, even the children of Yasharal. Every place that the sole of your foot shall tread upon, that have I given unto you, as I said to
So you
Mushab.
see how he let him in? And you see how he said the law was given by Moses? But favor and truth came by Yahushua, HaMashiach. That's the same token of what he talking about. He the one led you into that favor. Moses didn't do it. Her phone is dying. And so is yours. She can still probably hear me. I'm just letting you know you on 10. You about to be done anyway. Oh, he on 1? Oh yeah. Yeah, Kerry, don't matter, no difference. But he finna tap out too. Like this here. Ring the bell. Ring the bell.
Ding, 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 ding.
Oh, I got one right here.
What up, Chuck? Yeah, she definitely left a puddle on your shirt.
So that's how we see the blessing of being led in and brought out. And we sit back and knowing that the master birthed us from his body to bring forth children. 1 Peter chapter 1, verse 20.
1 Peter chapter 1, verse 20. It says, who verily was foreordained before the foundation of the world, but was manifest in these last times for you, who by him do believe in Elohim, that raised him up from the dead, and gave him esteem, that your faith and hope might be in Elohim. Seeing ye have purified your souls in obeying the truth through the Ruach, unto unfeigned love of the brother. See that you love one another with a pure heart fervently. Being born again, not
Being
of
what?
corruptible. Being
Not of
born again,
corruptible
not of
seed.
corruptible seed, but of incorruptible.
Because look at the law was written where? On tables of stone, which is corruptible. This time he wrote it in your heart by the Ruach, which is incorruptible. Has to be a change, has to be a conversion, has to be being born again. Read what he tell you, right? But if he say that him that is desolate shall have many children. The master was made desolate and brought forth many children. He's going to baruch the fruit of his body. All those that are in Mashiach shall be blessed. Because he said, I will bless them that what? Bless thee. So obviously if you believe in this man and follow him, you blessing him. He said, I will curse them that curse thee. You bump him, you cursing him. He said, curse be he that obeyed not all the words of this covenant. That's what he said in Jeremiah. I ain't talking about what's in the law. Hamashiach is your covenant. It's his blood. He said, you sin willfully after receiving the knowledge of the truth. You have tread upon the covenant like it was nothing. And done despite. I'm going to do what I want.
It say, being born again, not of corruptible seed, but of incorruptible, by the word of Elohim, which liveth and abideth forever.
So how do you see how you say by the word of Elohim will make you incorruptible? Why? Because you believe. Go ahead.
For all flesh is as grass, and all the esteem of man is as the flower of grass. The grass withereth, and the flower thereof falleth away. But the word of Elohim endureth forever.
And that's what's going to happen. He said all those that believe in him are going to endure forever. So you'll never be ashamed. See, it was something else I had. They sit back looking at you will never be ashamed. Get that first chapter 2 by verse 5.
First Peter chapter 2, verse 5. Ye also as lively stones are built up a spiritual house, and a Kodash priesthood to offer up spiritual sacrifices acceptable by Elohim and by Yahushua HaMashiach. Therefore, also it is contained in the scripture,
What did it say?
behold, I lay in Zion the chief cornerstone, elect, precious, and he that believeth on him shall not be confounded.
You're not going to be ashamed. Like in Isaiah, they say you won't be ashamed. You won't be confused. You'll know what's going on. And why would you know what's going on? Because of your faith in him, because you would know him. That's what we talking about last night. Faith come by hearing. He said, who have believed the report? That's why I'm sitting back saying, like, you used to sit down with them dudes and actually go through some stuff. They're not going to believe that report. They're going to say, that's not talking about him. That's really talking about this. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to sit here and argue with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all done heard me talk to dudes and, I'm not going to sit here and argue with you. The last time we had a conversation with them niggas on that call that Brandon kept asking me to get on, niggas didn't argue with them niggas. You know what they got mad about? Because I told them, go ahead and this is whatever. You know what I'm saying? You know one thing about me, boy? You know what you got to do? When you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. You know what I'm saying? I keep a full clip and it stay off safety. Nigga, I am ready. You know what I'm talking about? I am ready. You know what I'm talking about? You come talking about this here, you gonna tell me this what it mean. Nigga, pull your pistol in, nigga. I'm real though.
I'm gonna pull it.
Pull it. Please do. Please do.
Pull it.
Let your grip. I'm talking about, but you can't, one thing for certain, two things for sure. Boy, you got that fire on you, you can't hesitate to pull that trigger down. You supposed to be ready. Bang, bang. You know what I'm talking about? I stay ready.
You hesitate, you die.
See, them niggas get like this here, oh, he arrogant. I ain't arrogant, nigga. You said this here, book, chapter, and verse, nigga. Don't threaten me with no good time, nigga. Straight up. If you ain't got none, I'm good. Straight up. If you ain't got none, I don't want to do I don't want to do Straight up, don't threaten me with no good time. Because one thing for certain, right? If I said, well, I bet I got me about 50 in my clip, nigga. It's whatever. You ain't got to be like this here. Oh, well, prove it then. Nigga, you ain't saying nothing, nigga. What do you mean?
Shit, you got 50 shots.
I ain't got just 50. Nigga, I got the Rambo thing and all. And some in my back pocket and some in my shoe. You know what I'm talking about? Like this here, all day long. But you know, hallelujah for y'all, you cut that thing off. That's dead serious. You supposed to stay